Dino Overhaul X, an ARK mod known for its peaceful, cozy vibes. Oh, you bum! Everything's got freaking aimbot! Some might even say that this is ARK's hardest mod, but no, not me. Nope. It's here! Oh my god. Oh no. I have only 100 days to defeat the Titan Overlord so that I can successfully claim that I have beaten this mod. Can we do this? Well, let's find out. Welcome to my 100 days in Dino Overhaul X. Welcome homies and homeheads to another ARK modded adventure. We are playing on one of my most favorite maps, Fjordor. Yo, I'm so hyped to be back on Fjordor. This map is certainly one of my faves, but paired with this mod, I'm curious to see how this will go. I begin by violently fisting this tree to gather some resources. Knowing very well that DoX is a very hard mod, I want to try and get a lot of levels quite early. And if you've watched my videos before, you know the best early way to get some levels is by crafting a bunch of chibis. Wait, how did I get random stuff? Random stuff popping in my inventory is scary. Usually that means something else is being killed in my vicinity. But this is basically where I want to build, just here to the left. That's the cave I want to build in. Indeed, this spawn location was extremely lucky. I had always planned on building in this cave. I'd done a little bit of research on this mod before starting this playthrough, and I know that I need to set up in a cave, since so many dinos can fly around and absolutely decimate your base. This cave is definitely nice and big, has a water source, there's a bunch of resources like metal and crystal inside. It should be the perfect place for us to be able to set up. I managed to get some basic foundations down first, but then I remember that Fjordor is actually quite a cold map. So I'm quickly trying to level up my fortitude as quick as possible, and I placed down this campfire to try and keep us warm. But we inevitably die. Unfortunately, I didn't get the respawn location that I wanted, which then put me in a bit of a death loop. There we go. This time around, I figured I'd just run for it. It wasn't really too far away from this spawn location, and we eventually made it back to this beach. Oh, that's right, you can break these boxes. We got a metal hatchet off the rip. Let's go. Metal hatchet from one of the boxes. Crossbow, that's actually good. Managed to score ourselves a metal hatchet and a crossbow all on day one. This is a pretty decent start so far. Day two, and I'm chased back to base by one of the most annoying creatures of ARK. I try and take it out with my spear, and I miss a couple times. It's not my fault, it's definitely the server. Stupid server lag. They're not registering. Well, thanks to the hide from the itchy, we can now craft ourselves a bed. Just in time too. We were dying from the cold and then dying from a spider. It's probably a good idea to try and kite this spider away from our base. I managed to lead it a little while away, but it eventually kills us, which is okay because we can just respawn at base and it shouldn't attract over there. So we can start progressing. I'm really gonna have to think about taming something that can help us out in this 100 days. A flyer could be a great option, or even something like a berry gatherer. Overgrown chickens could be a good option, but for now their hide and their meat are a better option for us. I then encountered this glowing dilo, only to discover that it's really damn fast, and even worse, really damn strong. Further exploring, I saw a box with some glow around it. Fearful I might die again, I avoided it, only to die to this terror bird. This is DoX, and I'm expecting to die quite a lot. So whenever I get a good chance to be able to take out a creature and harvest its hide and meat, I'm gonna take it, especially this early in the game. Starting to forget exactly what I need the hide for, but give it to me. Day 3, we managed to place down a forge and a smithy in our base, which I immediately used to craft ourselves a metal pickaxe. Alright, bro, I think we're doing pretty good. With the metal pickaxe, I could then harvest some crystal. Things are starting to look up in this playthrough. Then, to try and help us out in this dark, cold cave, I placed down some of these standing torches, which did assist us a little bit with the cold. What is that? What is that? I've watched enough movies to know that when a glowing light comes towards you, stay away from it. I then found a stuck turtle and knew very well that if I took this out, I might be able to get enough keratin to be able to make ourselves a Pteranodon saddle. Managed to get a lot of hide, but not quite enough keratin to make a saddle. We then do what we typically need to do in the start of a playthrough. I placed down a mortar and pestle so we could craft up some narcotics to start taming some things, and maybe some cementy paste, which I learned that in DoX you can actually craft it in your inventory. The cave that we had built in has a lot of metal nodes, so we're gonna farm that while it's safe. I had made a few arrows for our crossbow, so I was able to take out that Arnia that killed us earlier. This then gave us enough keratin to be able to make a Pteranodon saddle. Scored ourselves some fish meat earlier so we can then spoil that and then turn that into narcotics. And I had made ourselves a grapple hook and a parachute. Things are really starting to look up and we're progressing quite nicely. After making some cementy paste, I was able to make this personal grave. Alright, now we can go out into the wild and not stress too much. Yes, with the personal grave, we can then get our inventory back whenever we die. Now our main focus was to be able to tame this Pteranodon. You see, in DoX, certain creatures can be tamed passively, but only if you're over level 75, which we are currently not. So we're gonna have to do this old school and try and knock it out. I managed to bowler this Pteranodon and then started shooting it with this arrows. Managed to get it to sleep, place some food in its inventory, and now we wait. Guys, I need to tell you about a brand deal. This one I've been working with for a few years, so I've actually been using their product for a long time, and I'm a fan. Manscaped. trusted by over 12 million men worldwide. And today I'm showing you guys something completely new. The sleek new white hot edition of the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra. The thing's not just clean, it's cool. I mean, look at this new design. Clean lines, premium feel, and yes, it looks just as good as it trims. Let me break down why this little guy is a beast. It's got 2 skin-safe blades, 1 trimmer blade and 1 foil blade, so you can go from a full beard to baby smooth skin without missing a beat. And no more nicks and cuts along your places. This is what Manscaped is known for. Keep your parts safe and smooth. The trimmer blade has longer rounded teeth that handles thick hair like a champ. And the foil blade? Well, that's your secret weapon for a close, polished finish. There's tons of features packed into this little device. Waterproof, USB-C charging, travel lock battery indicator, RPM tech, it's got everything. Manscaped even guarantees this with a 2-year warranty. So are you ready to upgrade your grooming game? Use code AZTEK for 15% off at manscaped.com. And you might also get free international shipping. Go ahead, click the link in the description. You already know where it is. Get yourself one of these bad boys. Trust me, it's worth it. They're really cool. They're really amazing. I use it all the time. Thank you, Manscaped, for sponsoring this video. In the following day, I returned back to the Pteranodon only to notice that it had woken up. Wait, what? It woke up? Bro, it had 2k torpor. Oh, that's ass, chat. I'd quickly discovered that in DoX, a lot of the creature's torpor drains extremely fast. I definitely need to get myself a berry gatherer real quick so we can gather a lot more narcotics. DoX does come with babies, so we can tame this one. Quickly managed to tame it. Now we just gotta wait for it to grow up. So I put it safely into a soul ball so it wouldn't die. We don't want babies to die. That's bad. Managed to tame its mummy just over here, but unfortunately, I had to kill its daddy. Don't worry, when I get it out of the soul ball, I'll just tell him that his daddy went to go get some milk from the shops. With daddy's hide, I could then make a saddle. That's so messed up. And we could now harvest a whole bunch of narco berries, which is honestly rather slow on a parasaur. I was peacefully harvesting a whole bunch of berries and then got attacked by some compies. All right, well, this parasaur is definitely dead. Now I don't know exactly what to say to the baby parasaur. It's now an orphan. One thing I do love about Fjordor is that there's these honey nodes that you can harvest them, get honey, and you don't get attacked by bees. Further exploring, I saw some glowing boxes in the distance. What's this then? Oh, they like drops? Doom Primate, Holy Primate, Enduro Primate, and then a dead raptor. Huh. Thank you, DoX gods. We have certainly been blessed with this one. With our parasaur dead, I think it's time for us to tame my favorite creature of all time in Ark, the trike. I pieced together a pretty simple trike trap, then get the attention of this level 1025 trike to lead it over to this trap. It's really damn fast. I got stuck in some rocks and it murdered me. I was streaming on Twitch at this current time, and one of the guys in the Twitch chat suggested that I go and get an XP boost from this rune, and then I craft a whole bunch of chibis to get some levels so that I could eventually passive tame this Pteranodon. And this is exactly why I stream on Twitch when I'm recording these videos. You guys are geniuses, I swear. This worked perfectly, and I could now shove my meat up this Pteranodon's butt so it could now tame. It seemed like it was stuck in this wall, so I got my inner dominatrix out and made it stuck even more. This worked for a little bit, but I think it got a little bit too rough for it, so it escaped. Don't worry, I have another strategy. If you grapple onto its wing, you can just stay with it the entire time. Well, that is until an Apex Trudon gets a little bit jealous and murders us both. We have now met our first arch nemesis of this playthrough, foreshadowing that yes, we do encounter many more going forward. Trying to get rid of this Trudon was quite troublesome, especially when I make little mistakes like this. No, not that button! I was determined to get rid of this Trudon. It wasn't really that strong, so it was achievable. I just had to make sure I stuck to the side of this wall long enough to be able to shoot it out, or possibly it will run away. Come back. What the? It came back. Yeah, be careful what you wish for. Anyways, that Pteranodon that we tried to tame earlier, I thought it was dead. It's not, but I did see some other Pteranodons further up the beach, so I went to go investigate, and we ran into a trike. Now that we could passive tame because we're a high enough level, I began passive taming this one. Never thought I'd say this, but I got chased down by a zombie dodo. This thing wanted my butt harder than I wanted Megan Fox back in 2006. Anyways, we managed to find this level 340 Pteranodon. Because this is a much lower level than the other one, it should be easier to tame. Come on, let me hit the right spot. That is assuming I can actually get the good angle to actually feed him. After a little bit of patience, we managed to tame it, but then got wrecked by an apex raptor. Welcome to DoX. Once I returned, I whistled the Pteranodon to come over to me, where I could place it safely into a soul ball. This trike was rather hungry and was ready to eat a lot of berries. Can we just spam feed it now? We can. Yo, All right, now we're on the up and up. We have now secured ourselves a flyer with a Pteranodon and a great utility dino with that trike. Once I was confident I was in a safe location, I got this Pteranodon straight out, put a saddle on his back, and hit the skies. I didn't fly too far away. I just came over here where I'd place the saddle on the back of this trike and get to work gathering some berries. We managed to gather a whole bunch, but then we got chased down by a pack of Allosauruses. Oh no, we're getting slapped. We're getting slapped. We're getting slapped. We're so dead. I did manage to get some of the berries out of the trike, enough that we could whip up quite a few narcotics. I then went ahead and extended our base a little bit with some stone foundations, try and strengthen this a little bit. Then I added the upgrade station in, a very essential mod that we added to this playthrough. Day 6, we ventured on out to go and explore the world of Fjordor. I then took a peek at this lava golem. Holy! It didn't last long. Fucking hate dogs. Just like that, we lost our first flyer. That hurt my soul. I'm not gonna lie, it really hurt the soul. I harvested some metal because I know I can do that successfully. I then went and murdered some of the bugs in this cave just to boost my confidence just a little bit. I upgraded my crossbow to the ascendant level and started killing all these bugs in this cave to prove my dominance. I then crafted this blood extractor kit. My Twitch chat came in clutch once again. There's some Desmodus that spawn inside this cave that I'm in, and if I extract enough blood from my own body, I will die. But it's all for a good cause, because all I need to do to tame some of these Desmodus is to have some blood kits in my inventory and let it pick me up. It'll then drink the blood packs that are on my body, and I'll tame one of the Desmodus while the other one picks me up as well. Then very rudely drop me to my death. Again, I don't really mind because we just quickly got ourselves another flyer, which I quickly made up a saddle for and hit the skies once again. Honestly, I've never really used the Desmodus properly before. Like, I have a little bit, but not really. And it's honestly a pretty cool tame. It's not super strong, especially not for DoX, but I'm having quite a lot of fun with it. The fact that I can make it stick to the side of this wall while I shoot down my enemies is quite fun. Okay. I can see the advantages of this. Well, that is as long as I don't accidentally dismount. Not the button I tried to press. It'll do. We're now at the stage that I really need to start focusing on progressing through DoX. Thankfully, DoX comes with a guide inbuilt into the mod, and I refer back to this a hell of a lot. I also watch a lot of my friends' videos to see what they did, like Mr. Miola, Natural Causes, Crowmeta, and everyone else that attempted this playthrough. With that all being said, on day 7, I unlocked a few more engrams, specifically the DoX ones, went and gathered some specific resources so I could craft up a whole bunch of arrows for my ascendant crossbow, and then went out because I needed to kill some apex creatures, which was easier said than done. I realized that this apex spino was actually quite tough, so maybe this was an ideal tame. Or do I try and tame this? I had already crafted this DoX long neck rifle, so we could use the DoX tranquilizer darts, which should deal significantly more torpor than its vanilla counterpart. Once I realized it didn't really do enough and the torpor drained super quick, this little mission was futile. Instead, I went to go bully this low-level Rex and his girlfriend. Fortunately, these two I could easily defeat. The fact that you could shoot off the back of a Desmodus made this so much easier. Give me prime meat, please. Okay, does prime meat not exist in this game? I was kind of hoping to get some prime meat from these guys, which should help us tame some carnivores. Whilst roaming around, we did seem to find ourselves some free loot. Managed to score some pretty good stuff too. Found a giant beaver dam nearby. Unfortunately, it was protected by a rather large griffin. Let's avoid the heck out of that thing. There was a much more accessible beaver dam nearby, so we took that instead. I was starting to feel quite invincible with this Desmodus being able to shoot off the back of it. Then I spotted this tiny broodmother, the Apex Myanka. Decided to take it on and learned a harsh lesson. Can this thing shoot upwards? I think we're about to find out. We found out. We found out, chat. Oh, our Desmodus is dead. We're in a cave full of these large bats, so I went to go try and tame one again. I have a sinking feeling that we're going to lose a lot of creatures along this playthrough. I'm quite glad that the Desmodus is quite easy to tame though, and they're such a great tame, especially in the early game of DoX. All right, that's not bad. We got 2. Question is, how long can we keep these alive? Cheap tame, yeah, very easy cheap tame. Once you tame one, they collect so much blood that you can kind of get your hands on another one somewhat easily. Hey, pineapples, you frick. Yes, my boy Pineapples came for a visit. And of course, he had to show off his brand new tame. What the? How?
Bet you're jealous.
How did you? What?
Jealous.
What? What did you do?
Oh, there's a Giga X that sometimes spawns, and you tame it like a Karcher, so I just use my Maywings.
Dude's definitely a pro-level gamer. We're going to see quite a bit of Pineapples through this playthrough, especially towards the end. But first, we're going to add him to the Alliance. I did things a little backwards this time. I named my tribe Dodo Legion, and the Alliance Dodo Gang. You know, like the best merch you can buy on the internet right now? Link in the description. Day 8, I went to go visit the islands that I built on in my Primal Fear playthrough. This is typically a pretty peaceful island, but I'm still not very confident to build in an open place on DoX. There was a trike here though, a somewhat decent level, so I tamed it. I then found this level 115 Apex Theri, and Therizinosaurs are definitely becoming one of my most favorite tames in any one of my playthroughs. Only problem is, they're a little bit trickier to tame than I expected. Looking back at this, I probably should have tried to trap it, because DoX makes the dinos really damn fast, and it makes their torpor drain extremely fast too. I lost it, I didn't know where it went, so I went out to do some further exploring. Oh, there's another android. Holy sh... Yeah, pretty sure the androids have aimbot. Goddamn things are super brutal. When I respawned on my base, I heard some weird music play, and saw some glowing boxes around my base. What in the flip? What is that? Why is there just all this stuff around me? No way, bro. Yes, we now have a Shadowmane X inside my base. Things are about to get a little bit sticky. I didn't want to spawn right back in my base in fear that it would ruin my bed and all of my equipment, but getting a spawn point close to my base was also quite difficult. Day 9 and I managed to make the large voyage all the way back to the beach near my base. There was all this free loot right near my base. I was quite grateful, but then I needed to figure out the slight Shadowmane problem that we had. Once I had spotted it, I wasn't too sure if I had its attention, but I just started running the other way anyway, hoping to kite it away. That didn't work out too well, and now I was kind of lost. I don't really know what I'm supposed to do right now. On one side, we had a deadly Shadowmane right next to my base and all of my stuff. And on the other side, we had a Titan Turkey. This was quite the pickle. I really didn't want all of my stuff to despawn, so I charged on in to get to my gravestone to try and collect it all. I tried respawning in my base to see if I could get it that way. That didn't work. Come on, man. Kill me faster. Then I died a whole bunch of times trying to get a decent spawn location. Really? I remember that Fjordor did have its own inbuilt teleport system and tried to use this to get as close as possible. After a few attempts teleporting, I did manage to get close enough that I could swim back, but once again, that Shadowmane was just stalking all of my stuff. We had officially found our second arch nemesis in this playthrough. Being bullied by a freaking Shadowmane. Getting rid of this guy was quite the task. I managed to sneak myself over to the gravestone and get my stuff back without getting any aggro from the Shadowmane. I got myself some height to try and get away from it. I tried shooting at it, but I missed. I knew this was probably going to be a bad idea, so I began lowering myself down to see if I could try and passively tame it with the exceptional kibble that I got from those boxes earlier around our base. If this works, chat, this is game changer. If this works, chat, this is a game changer. No! No, it has to be fish. But unfortunately, yes, it needs to be tamed the good old-fashioned way. I took this as a quick chance to upgrade all of my wood foundations to stone foundations, just in case the Shadowmane started destroying my base. Then I made myself a fishing basket and went into the ocean to try and catch myself a fish, obviously, and try and tame the Shadowmane. Catching fish can be quite the process though. There's a good old trick that we could use though with the wooden cage. You see, you can catch a fish inside the wooden cage and then place the fishing trap right next to it. Then you can simply trap that fish inside the basket. That's some pro level gaming for you. Now to just wait for the Shadowmane to go back to sleep and not attempt to kill us. He's gonna get me, isn't he? Ah, you bum! Everything's got freaking aimbot! Next, I got out my spare Desmodus, placed a saddle on its back, and I was hoping to use this to try and kite it away. Uh-oh. I'm pretty sure I saw it red. I knew it. And that went as well as you'd expect. Respawned once again, got my stuff back, and then just ran for it. Can we get... How far away can we get? Ah! The jump scares. It stunned me, but I managed to get away. It was distracted by trying to destroy my base, so I took this as a great opportunity. My chat had been telling me to dino wipe this entire time, but I was determined. I was determined to overcome this obstacle. See, this is how we overcome it. Screw dino wipes. I'm the dino wiper man himself. I am the king of the shadow of the mains. See, this is it, bro. You see that? That's why we don't dino wipe, because I am him. I am him. We managed to get rid of this massive pest. It was a relief. Yeah. Yeah. I teabag your butt. Stupid Fjordhawks, I hate them, bro. Bro, did they steal the loot? Now we could focus on bigger and better things, like replacing the many Desmodus that have already died, which will probably also die because that's just how I play. Day 11 and we're flying over this ocean in search for another creature that can help us progress. The good old Ankylosaurus. There was also this Doedicurus nearby as well, and both of these dinos are passive tames. So after picking a few berries, we started the process of passively taming them. They do require a lot of feed, so this took quite a while. We did keep ourselves a little bit busy by killing this Carno. Bro, everything hits hard. This was a kind of sketchy fight. We almost died, but I have an ascending crossbow and the ability to shoot off the back of this bat. Anyways, quite a bit later, we were able to tame up this Doedicurus, but the Anki got itself caught on the side of this mountain here. Thankfully, with this Desmodus, we could kind of latch ourselves right next to it. I could dismount and I could feed it this way. We just had to wait for it to be ready to be fed, and then we could tame it up. Somebody in my Twitch chat wanted to name this Anki Freddy Krueger. That was a risky stop though. There was a Mega T-Rex nearby. Look at that thing, Mega T-Rex with 1.9 million health. Whoa, there's a Titan on the map. There's 2 Titan. Oh wait, no, did I just do a 360? I did. Once I returned back to base, I whipped up a couple saddles for our new creatures, and then I teleported over to Asgard. Asgard's a pretty good realm for us to be able to farm some materials. And the DoX Ankies harvest a whole lot. Yo, Anki's a dub, bro. In only a short amount of time, we harvested a whole bunch of metal. So to celebrate, I picked a fight with a mammoth. I was really just using this as a cheesy way to get back to base. Except there was one problem. Dog, where's my bed? The Shadowmane must have broke my bed. Unfortunately, we had no way to spawn back at base. It's now day 12 and I'm just trying to find a good spawn location so I can get back to my base, which was becoming kind of difficult. In the end, I just begged Pineapples to come pick me up. He let me borrow one of his Maywings. He had quite a few. Maywings are such a great tame. I just don't trust myself on them. I like the Desmodus more in this playthrough. And that's how we get all the way back to base, just like that. Thank you. You're a lifesaver. Thank you very much, Pineapples. First things first, I need to replace everything the Shadowmane had destroyed. The bed was obviously the most important, followed by the personal grave. I wanted to enclose my base and keep it extra safe, just in case something else big and scary comes through. So with that, we're using our Doedicurus to gather a whole bunch of stone, so I can turn our little base foundations into a little base box. I'd also placed some foundations all around the place just so I could block some spawns. This is DoX after all, and I need all the protection I can get. Day 13, I had to quickly restock up on some arrows because my base had a visitor. This Apex Carno. I managed to take it out with some relative ease. Psych, I accidentally pressed the wrong button again. Stupid. Hit the wrong button. When I respawned, I saw that the Carno was hard pressed up against this wall. It was posing no threat and trying to run away. So just like those bad police officer videos, I shot it. But it was with this, I realized this is not really a great base location. I then searched on YouTube to see if there was any good base location videos, and my fellow Monarch and friend Bay Plays Games has a perfect video on it. That's when I learned that there's a really good cave base location really close to my current base. Bro, this could be a play too. Right behind this waterfall. This cave is hidden behind this waterfall, and it's slightly elevated enough that nothing should get in here, and the entrance to get in isn't too big, so at least nothing massive can get in here. After flying around it for a little bit and pondering life's hard choices, I decided to go back to base and pack it up and then start moving everything over to our new base. I'm hopeful that this base location will keep us a lot safer and we don't have to worry about random dinos getting in. It's a massive concern considering we're playing on a server, so anything can get in when I'm offline as well. Our Desmodus can't carry too much, so we have to do a few trips back and forth, and this pretty much takes up our entire day. We had a lot more stuff than I realized. Day 14, I spent a large chunk of this day just setting up this new base. I then made my way over to this little island that has a lot of resources and no dino spawns, so we're relatively safe here gathering all these resources. We were now also at the stage where I could make a fabricator, but with that we're going to need a whole lot of metal. So I crafted up a whole bunch of these metal forges. Since there was no dino spawns inside this cave that we had built in, this was the perfect place to harvest some stone. The Fjordhawks are kind of annoying. Like, they're not super annoying, they're just annoying. Kind of like flies, you know what I mean? We could now build ourselves the DoX crafting station, and it's in this workbench that we could craft all of the DoX items. I wanted to start working towards being able to make these DoX mega metal walls. This will definitely keep us safe inside this cave. In order to do that though, I'm gonna have to craft this thing, the DoX refining forge. It's actually super powered. It's like an industrial forge, but better. It also cooks up the specific DoX metal as well. And with that, we're not going to need any of these refining forges anymore. Next, I made myself some scuba flippers. Because yes, I do want to get myself some electronics. It's time. Funnily enough, yes, our old base location is the perfect place to get some easy silica pearls. In this cave, just inside this water, there's some silica pearls laid around the place. We were able to gather enough that we could start crafting up enough electronics to get started. We're probably going to need more eventually. But for now, I came over to this spooky island because there's these dead rotting dinos that drop organic polymer. It's certainly gross, but it's essential. Things are really starting to look up. I'm quite happy with our progress so far. I can't believe it's day 15 and we're only putting down our first soul terminal now. Our base is pretty well set up, so now it's time to get out and start exploring. Straight off the rip, we see this nest. What kind of nest is that? Apex lightning wyvern egg? I had a quick look around and it looked like nothing was protecting it. This was our lucky day. Yo. We getting chased? I'm not getting chased? How the hell we got away with such a high level egg is beyond me. That was extremely lucky. Anyways, I'm out here to get some cementing paste from these beaver dams. But first I need to get rid of some of these beavers before I can get some of these bigger dams. And try and avoid getting any aggro from that dodo wyvern. A lot of the big high level flyers in this mod seem to just fly wherever the hell they want. They don't really seem to stay in one area. Either way, it did seem like we cleared out all of the beavers, and then I could steal all of the cementing paste out of their beaver dams quite simply. Later in the day, I returned back to our old base location because there was a dung beetle down here that was calling my name. These bats being able to hang out wherever the hell they want is pretty damn cool. Not gonna lie. So we just hung out at the top of this cave until this dung beetle was ready to eat again. Just like that, we secured ourselves a dung beetle. We had had such a good couple of days that our luck had to run out eventually. No. I saw that at the last second. We're down a flyer, but we are up a dung beetle. I'm also kind of scared to go out the entrance of my base. Maybe our brand new wyvern can help us out. I placed down all these standing torches to try and hatch this egg. That's a level 1250 lightning wyvern. And because of my server settings and the DoX settings combined, it grows up rather quickly. But then I discover something rather harsh. In DoX, you can't ride some of these creatures until you prove your worth. I need to get myself some prime kibble, feed it to it, and then I can ride it. So yeah. This thing's pretty much useless to us until I can do exactly that. Day 16, and we might not have a Desmodus, but we do have a Pteranodon. So I exit my little cave and try and remain cautious of all the surrounding creatures. The Pteranodon is good and all, but I really like my Desmoduses. So we're back in that old little cave of ours, attempting to tame another Desmodus. Unfortunately, I seem to aggro a bunch of Onyx, and I have to get rid of them first. Knowing that I lose Desmodus quite quickly, my goal right now is to tame a male and a female, so I can breed them together, which we managed to do successfully. I bring them back to base, place them out together so they can start making some sweet bat love. Do you reckon if I maybe eat one of them, I might get Fun fact, they're a gestational breed. I thought they would lay eggs. Anyways, whilst we wait for some babies to breed up and grow up, we head back out to the wild so I can tame an Apex Stylo. I need to get myself a breeding pair of Apex Stylos because their fertilized eggs are used as an ingredient to be able to craft some certain DoX items that we need to progress. Managed to knock out this female, but then got notified that my Pteranodon had died. My PT died. Seriously? I never could have predicted that the Apex track is quite aggressive, and even a level 205 is quite strong. We might have lost our PT, but we do have some baby Desmodus fully grown up. With this, I make the trip over to the redwoods so that I can set up a tree platform so that I can make a tree sap farm. I want to get some tree sap together so I can make some veggie cake and then eventually tame some snails for some passive cementing paste. You know you're in DoX when you're just flying around, minding your own business and dying. Damn. I'm glad we started breeding these Desmodus because now we have an unlimited amount. I think we're going to need them. Oh, and did you know that some things in this mod have aimbot? Things were certainly starting to get a little scary, so I think it's time that we really secure our base. Placing down these DoX mega walls should keep us safe. I hope. I didn't realize this at the time of placing them down, but they also work as a door. I wish they'd keep out these annoying Fjordhawks though. I didn't quite have enough resources to make another one for the other side, so we head on out to try and get some more resources, I guess, which means we need to hunt down some apex creatures. And trikes seem to be the most manageable creature that I can kill right now that tend to drop a bunch of DoX items, including the tungsten and titanium that we're after. And every time we collect it, we put it into the DoX forge to smelt it up. Next, I go out on a little bit of a berry run. We need to tame some better creatures. Ideally, a strong carnivore that can kill things easily. Day 18, and after doing a little bit of research, I discovered that the Apex Phiomia is one of the best creatures to take out because they drop some really good early game loot, specifically the DoX raw metals. I also found out that I have to tame myself a breeding pair of dodos. Again, just like the Apex Dilos, fertilized Apex dodo eggs are used to be able to progress. We spent a large part of this day trying to tame these guys. One, it takes a long time for us to tame them because passive feeding takes a while. And two, all the other ones that we found on the map always had a big scary creature nearby that I didn't really want to get wasted by. Day 19, and one of my Twitch chatters demanded that I name my dung beetle Pooper Man. Get it? Because it eats poop? Yeah. I guess that's why. I now have a breeding pair of Apex Dodos, so these prehistoric chickens start making some love. Our basic progress is coming across quite nicely. Next, I need to get my hands on some vegetables. Thankfully, on Fjordor, vegetables grow out in the wild if you know where to look. Basically, all you need to do is look for these little villages and see if they have like a plantation around them. Like this. Rock carrot. Beautiful. And we got some seeds and some seeds. Beautiful. That particular farm only had savaroot and rock carrot. So we went out to try and find ourselves some citronal and some long grass. On our journey though, we stumbled across Mr. Pineapple's base. It is. Bro, Pineapples is okay. Mr. I got Karcher Gigatrons. Yeah, this is a nice cave. We managed to find the farm that we were looking for. It just had some annoying Dilos infesting it. But it was here we managed to get ourselves some long grass and citronal. Once again, I needed to recheck exactly what I needed to do in order to progress. Without this guide, we would have been very stuck. We'll get to some dock stuff, but for now I needed to place down some electronics, including the generator and the refrigerator to keep our veggies from spoiling. I had decided it's definitely time for us to tame ourselves a killer, and a Therizino is probably the perfect choice for us right now. We ended up finding this baby one in the wild. I shot it with a tranquilizer dart, but it didn't really work too well. It doesn't seem to do much torpor at all. Maybe because it's a juvenile. I don't know. In the redwoods, we came across a pygmy RG. And I do know after reading the guide that I need to get myself a few pygmies along the way. You see, pygmy dinos are tamed with only these treats. And they work like a shoulder pet, but they give you some crucial buffs depending on the type of pygmy that is on your shoulder. Yay! Just like that, we tamed our very first pygmy, the pygmy Argentavis. There was this pygmy pteranodon nearby, but it didn't seem to want to be our friend at all. Failed! Anyways, it's back on out to try and tame ourselves an Apex Therizino. Alright, see, now we're doing torpor damage. I had one of these poison grenades and tried that out to try and knock it out. At this time, it wasn't very effective at all. It might have been my bad aim. I don't know. You know what's also fun? Getting absolutely wrecked by this Therizino. Part of me was very upset about this, but part of me realized this is the perfect tame for us. When I returned, it was right next to the side of this cliff, which is perfect for a Desmodus, assuming I can actually latch onto it. I've made my movement speed way too fast. Second option was setting up a trap for the Therizino. You know what's crazy? Yeah. They can one-hit you, and it really does not appreciate getting stuck in a trap. This trap was proving to not be very effective for us. With no good ideas, I just tried it again. It got stuck in between these trees, so this seemed to work. Its aggro was focused on me, and it was charging at me, so I just used this to my advantage and just kept shooting it before it starts running, because it's going to run. I was concerned, though, that once I had done enough torpor, it would start running away from me and get out. Is it going to run? Yeah, now it's running. Bro, and it's too fast. I could use my Desmodus to keep up with it, though. I just had to avoid getting hit by it. That was the problem. Oh, I'm so dead. Whew. That was way harder than it needed to be. I managed to feed it some exceptional kibble and some berries. And with the torpor dropping really quickly, I used the poison grenades to keep it knocked out. And after a little patient wait, we now have ourselves an Apex Therizino. This will definitely be a game changer. And I knew the perfect place to put it to work, over on the swamp island. Mainly because over here, I can harvest these trees and get some mushrooms. Again, another important resource I need to be able to progress and craft some certain DoX items. Day 21, and we're still in the swamp area, and this time I'm fighting a Spino. It's nice to actually defeat something strong in this game finally. Finally dominating some of the creatures in this game, it felt nice. Like murdering dodos and dilos is all good and fun, but when you can take down a Spino, that's when you know you're moving up in the world. Our Desmodus have been breeding harder than cheaper by the dozen. I think we're going to have quite a few backups. Next, I placed down some crop plots. Yeah, I kind of forgot about this, but we do have a lot of fertilizer, so we're set and ready to go. I then placed down this S+ domesticated beehive, and then placed some rare flowers inside of it. Not only does the beehive produce us honey, but it can also water our plants. I then went ahead and started brewing my own beer. Yes, because alcohol fuels our life. Not really, I need beer so I can power the S+ gardener. That will take care of our garden, obviously. Day 22, and we went out to go hunt down a rubble golem. I needed to fight this and get some rubble cores out of it for some reason. I forget why exactly. But yeah, a saber-tooth wasn't letting me do this right now. That was a rookie mistake. That was all me. Anyways, I returned on the back of my Therizino, knowing very well I should be able to defeat this rubble golem. Yo, he hits way harder than I hit him. Well, that happened. Therizino dead, I need something a little bit stronger. I'm thinking maybe an Apex Rex is gonna have to do. Right about now, it's the strongest creature that I have the possibility to tame, so I think that's what we're gonna have to go with. It's also a very tricky creature to try and trank out. We did manage to get it down to the water though, and this made things a lot easier. Because on my Desmodus, I could just stick to the side of this wall and shoot down from here. And when it eventually decides to try and swim away, we all know those little Rex arms can't really swim very fast. Now with its torpor dropping rapidly, I tried to throw a grenade at it, but it doesn't work in the water. No way this doesn't work in the water. We had to get a little creative. I'd grapple to the side of the wall right here, aim my grenade and try and hit it directly without it sinking to the bottom of the ocean. This seemed to work. Now to just feed it this special kibble and some raw mutton. Yeah, baby. Now we have one Apex Rex, we need to tame another. Only this time I've learned my lesson. I'm definitely going to trap it. But yeah, there's raptors. Fuck. There goes my Desmodus. Returned on the good old faithful Desmodus. Got the attention of this Rex, but because of its speed, it didn't really get stuck in the trap. But also because it's stupid, it tried to eat it. Okay, you can bite my thing if you want. Actually, we don't want that because it's going to run, and that's what's going to cause us issues. See, that's me future thinking. Either way, its torpor was dropping rapidly, and I need to keep trying to trank it, even though it wasn't really stuck in the trap properly. It eventually began to run away, but our speedy Desmodus kept up with it. Yes. And we managed to put it to sleep. Poison grenades to keep it asleep, and voila! we now have ourselves a female Apex Rex, completing a breeding pair. Now to get a couple babies bred up so we can get out to the fight. Day 23, and with all the breeding that we're doing, we're going to need some extra soul terminals. We're also going to need some electricity to extend over here so that we can power our brand new air conditioners. Next, I referred to the DoX database Google Doc to read the tips and tricks to see exactly what I needed to progress further. And they highly recommend I get myself some pygmies to aid me in battle. So I just give you one of these treats? And I can evolve these pygmies by feeding them these treats. It's just, you're not supposed to force feed them. Do not force feed. Oh, okay. There we go. Did that fail? It didn't work, did it? Let's try that again, I guess. Come on, baby. What about this time? Again? I ran out of treats and gave up. We have a fully grown up Apex Rex, so I wanted to go test that out. Yeah, aim kind of sucks. 800 is pretty decent. My aim right now is to take out this Apex Mesopithecus because they drop a lot of kibble that I use for treats for the pygmies. Then it was time for us to fight an Apex Compy Prime. Now, the Prime tier of dinos in DoX are really damn strong. So I was kind of nervous. That's why I brought a friend along with us to fight this. You see, it's important that we fight these Compy Primes as they drop resources we need to be able to progress even further and tame even stronger creatures. For example, they drop armors that we can use that give us massive buffs, prime kibble that we can give to the wyvern that we caught, chibis, and a whole bunch of other loot. Now with the prime kibble that I had gotten, I could feed it to the Apex Lightning Wyvern and now finally ride it. Now we have a flying powerhouse. It's time to go and explore. I immediately came over to the volcano island and ventured on into the wyvern trench. Whoa. No wyverns in the wyvern trench? It was definitely very odd that there was no wyverns down here, but I suppose that's a DoX mechanic. Anyways, our goal was to head into the Magmasaur trench right here. 1, I wanted to test out my power against these Magmasaurs, and 2, I wanted to collect some element shards. We're gonna need a whole bunch of element shards for the end game of DoX. You need to be named. This wyvern's the game changer right here. Yes, when we have a unique creature like this, it definitely deserves a name. I went ahead and named this Jethro. Why? Just because it was the first name that came to my head. I then wanted to see if I could take down an Apex Poison Wyvern, and our boy Jethro is an absolute beast. I returned back to base to check on my crops and plant some narcoberry seeds. I also used Jethro to get rid of these annoying fjord hawks. They're such a pest. Day 25, and to make my life a little bit easier and a little bit less risky, I made myself a mining drill. Traveled over to Asgard so I could start collecting resources. There's no like high tier creatures that spawn here, so we're kind of safer. I had also made this industrial cooker. This will help us make kibbles for when we need to make some more treats, and veggie cake for when we want to go tame some Acatinas. But before doing so, I needed to give myself a fresh cut. Time to look pretty. This scruffy look just doesn't really work for us. We need our signature look. There we go. There's our good old look. Veggie cakes in hand, it's time to go and try and find ourselves an Acatina. This first one that we found was, I think, stuck inside a cave, but a whole heap of them spawn in the swamp, so we can just go over there and collect them. Again, we just want low levels because they're just going to sit in the soul terminal the entire time, and this way it's a lot cheaper to tame. So we were able to tame 2 this time. Further exploring, I found this Apex Fire Wyvern guarding this nest, and I knew this was an opportunity to get myself a strong other Wyvern. I went into attack, but it hit me really hard. I then went to escape, but then it sped up. It's really damn fast. Wait, is it catching me? I thought that I was fast, but I don't think I was fast enough. I tried to dismount to try and put Jethro away in a soul ball, and then I died. No! I respawned as quick as possible, flew back over on the back of my Desmodus, and we were blessed by the ARK gods today. Jethro was still alive. We did lose our Desmodus, but we did manage to get Jethro safe in a soul ball, and that's a W in my book. It's now the morning of day 26, and I'm out hunting down Apex Compies once again, trying to avoid Mega Dragons, of course. But this time, we're not trying to kill it. My goal is to trap it with these DoX traps. They're actually really cool and handy. My aim right now is to tame one of these prime compies. I read that they're an essential creature to have that you can later evolve into strong creatures or possibly use to get some really decent gear. It's really small, so hitting it with our tranquilizer gun is kind of hard. I tested out to see if these poison grenades would work, and they seem to work pretty well. Yes, we have now tamed ourselves our very first prime compy. That was quite simple. Can we do that again? This is DoX, so it's never that simple. What are they? Oh, we're so dead. Hey, well, look on the bright side. We did manage to come home with 1 prime compy. I just don't know exactly what to do with it right now. I do know now that I need to kill some primes in order to get some better loot in the name of progression. And I thought maybe with my Apex Rex, I could take down this Apex Raptor. That didn't go so well either. I managed to lose a pygmy. Instead, I went out to try and tame a Jerboa pygmy. These pygmies are actually really damn good. They're one of my favorites for the early to mid game. Trapping it makes it quite simple, except for the fact that I can't actually get into its inventory to feed it the treat. So I let it out of the cage and it ran really fast. It managed to get stuck on this rock, so I was able to feed it the treats. And in its first feed, it was a successful tame. Except that Mega King Kong from earlier that killed us, yeah, it spotted me and killed me again. Now I just need to learn exactly what I need to do to evolve this Jerboa. It's a rather simple process if you have the right ingredients, but evolving a normal Jerboa into the Apex Jerboa can be a bit of RNG, and it fails quite a bit, even up to the point that I ran out of treats. Day 27, and I had enough resources to make this thing, the DoX Industrial Mining Forge. What does it do exactly? Well, you put some gasoline inside of it, and it will mine ores for you passively over time. And you know us, we do love some free labor. I then discovered the next step in our progression was to hunt down and kill golden pteranodons. If you manage to kill them before they teleport away like this, they should drop a ton of loot. This particular time, we were a little bit slow. Spotted a golden dodo, tried to kill that as well. Once again, we were too slow. I bumped into the Apex Manticore that killed us earlier. I felt strong and powerful. It wasn't having none of that. Wow. Yeah. It killed me. I thought for sure we had just lost Jethro, but once I returned, he was just sleeping on the job. What a lazy bastard. The overgrown spider was trying to kill him, but I managed to put him away in a soul ball and managed to escape. Took a visit over at the castle, found somebody else's base. It was surrounded by a pack of Allosauruses. No wonder he wasn't logged on. This is one of my subscribers' base, Toaster Coaster. Once Jethro had finally woken up, we got him back out of the soul ball and put him back to work. Managed to get my revenge on the Apex Manticore as well. I thought I'd get some epic loot because it was kind of difficult. It was actually somewhat decent. Some decent saddles and a Bloodstalker summoning scroll. Obviously, I had to get this out and have some fun. I'm not really good at maneuverability on Bloodstalkers, as you can tell. I remembered I got an Enforcer scroll earlier, so I got that out and tested it out. And my dude, this thing is strong. Enforcer go burr? My Enforcer absolutely wrecked this Apex Rock Drake. We finally found something that's actually quite strong, and it was surprising. So on day 28, we went to go and hunt down a prime dino that I think I could kill, the Apex Dire Bear Prime. Nervously, I went into attack. It has 118,000 health. What in the Lord is that thing? Then a rather large bear appeared. Unfortunately, the Enforcer is quite a glass cannon. It hits hard, but it can't take a hit. Kind of like school bullies. I know I need to defeat some primes, and it's getting kind of difficult. So this time, I took out one of my pygmies to give us a little bit of help. On the back of Jethro, we went to go hunt down as many things that I think I could kill. Surprisingly, Rexes were a pretty easy target. I tried using my flight and height advantage against this prime dire bear, only to discover it could ground me out of the sky. I couldn't afford to risk losing Jethro, so I dismounted and then put it away in a soul ball and fell to my death. Oh, my pygmy. I forgot that I had the pygmy shoulder pet. It is now gone. Once again, I went back to the guide to try and figure out how to progress. This was really tough. These prime dinos mean business. It recommends that not only do I kill prime compies, but also prime Doedicurus is a pretty easy target. And because the Doedicurus doesn't have an ability that can ground me, I can use my lightning wyvern to avoid getting hit and still deal a ton of damage. All I need to do is just try and avoid getting hit in the first place. No. Which was easier said than done. And unfortunately, yes, we just lost our Jethro, our very valuable creature. Jethro meant so much to us, I have to memorialize him. And I suppose I should memorialize all the Desmodus that have sacrificed their life for me. This was a sad moment. Poor Jethro and all those millions of Desmoduses. Anyways, we still got 71 more days of this craziness, so onwards and upwards. If you remember that fire wyvern that murdered me earlier, I returned back to its nest. I want the egg. Unfortunately, this time there was an Apex Manticore nearby, but that wasn't going to stop me. I knew I needed to get rid of either the Manticore or the Wyvern, so I enlisted the help of one of my Apex Rexes. As I approached the nest, I realized that there was two nests, and judging by how aggressive this Manticore is, I'm assuming that one of the nests was the Manticore's. Once I respawned, I crafted a chainsaw and upgraded it in the upgrade bench. Then I took off on my Desmodus to see if I could find an easier nest to steal an egg from. It seems to me that either a Wyvern or a Manticore could be a great tame for us to be able to progress. It wasn't until day 30 that I realized that these eggs were the best ones on the map currently. I wanted to see if I could just swoop in and try and steal it, but because of the speed of my Desmodus, it was kind of hard to get close enough to be able to grab it. Oh my god. Stupid. I was determined to get one of these eggs, if not both of them. I charged in, dismounted, and tried to yoink an egg. At one stage, I did get my hands on this tropical wyvern, but it's a pretty low level, and I didn't currently have a prime kibble to be able to ride it. So for now, I was just doing everything I possibly can to try and get this egg. Our Rex was doing quite a bit of damage against this Manticore, but ultimately, we were defeated. Why does it have to be up high? But with the amount of damage that we did deal, it gave me hope. The nest was clear. I went in to try and grab it, but for some reason, I couldn't grab it. Look, at this point of the game, I didn't actually know that you had to defeat one of the Guardians before you can actually grab the egg. I figured it out eventually, so once again, we just tried to kill this Manticore. Again, and again, and again. It's day 31, and I'm still determined to get one of these eggs. All I need to do is kill this Manticore before it kills me. I got pretty close to the eggs a couple times, but that didn't last long. And on this attempt to try and get myself an egg, I looked down and saw a dead Manticore. Yo, what the heck? Is that dead down there? Got extremely lucky on that one. Maybe it was somebody else on the server, or maybe it was something bigger and scarier. I went down to the Manticore to see if I could find out exactly what happened to it, harvested its body, and then killed this Rex. But then once the Rex died, this thing appeared. What is that? What is that? Stay back, stay back, stay back, stay back, stay back, stay back. Stay back, please stay back. Oh, dude, we might actually... Stay back. Yo, what did we get? An artifact? Somehow we managed to defeat the corrupted creature. Got lucky, I guess. Anyways, with our new Manticore egg incubating back at base, it's time for us to go out and kill some more prime compies. Well, attempt to at least. We managed to get this Rex's nose in between this bridge and take out this compy. Then we hunted down a few more that were around the map. I wasn't too sure if I needed a prime kibble to be able to ride the Apex Manticore once it's born, but I figured we might as well farm this anyway, just in case. Day 32 and we're hatching a whole bunch of eggs, including our brand new Manticore egg. Thing is, we don't have enough air conditioners for this to work. Crafted up a couple more air conditioners, and now we have ourselves a baby Manticore. In DoX, they do grow rather quickly though. I fed it the prime kibble and we were able to ride it immediately. From what I've seen, the Manticore will carry us through most of this game. This particular one's not very special, but later on once we evolve it, it does get a lot better. Once I return back to base, I place down this S+ industrial grinder. I can use this to convert tree sap into cactus sap and feces into sulfur. My goal right now is to make some propellant. Because I've got a brand new gun that requires propellant for its ammo. This DoX fabricated sniper. I can use this to shoot out explosive bullets at my enemies. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but it is quite fun. I was kind of hoping I could use this to take out this Doedicurus, but I think I'm going to need a lot more bullets. I had this DoX automatic shotgun and tried that out. It also didn't quite do enough damage either. And my stupid ass once again pressed the wrong button. I lost one of the pygmies that we had gotten, but now it's time to evolve another one. And this failed more times than I failed high school. I ran out of treats to be able to evolve them, so I went to go try and tame another pygmy. I have a strange feeling we're going to have to stock up on them since they're going to die a lot. We managed to get this Pteranodon pygmy back to base. I fed it some treats and it didn't seem to want to evolve. I do discover later on that that's not how you evolve the Pteranodon pygmy. Day 33, I stocked up on a crazy amount of these explosive bullets because I was really struggling to progress. And I don't know exactly what I need to tame to be able to get something strong enough to be able to fight some things that I need to progress. All I know is that I need to kill some of these prime creatures. And so far, the only thing that I've been able to successfully kill is a prime compy. Oh, yeah. In the other hand, everything else has been able to successfully kill me quite easily. Well, welcome to DoX. If I didn't breed these Desmodus, I would have been screwed. You find yourself in the wrong place at the wrong time and you're dead. Like literally anywhere. You could be anywhere and something will find you and kill you. Anyways, we did manage to find an Apex Compy Prime that we could manage to kill, but the loot is kind of mid with this one. We did manage to get a summoning scroll that gave us a level 1160 Magmasaur. Man, I got excited for nothing. All I can think of right now is maybe we can try and get our hands on a decent egg. But finding something is kind of random and you just don't know if you're going to get it. And if you get too close to the wrong nest, something will chase you down and try and kill you. And by try, I mean it will kill you. Yeah, you pretty much have no hope unless you die.
A fireball killed me? Fireballs don't live!
Day 34, I spent most of the day just hunting down Apex Compies. But then I was told that apparently we had a mod on this map that we can use to steal eggs. No way. Okay. No way. Just like that, we managed to snatch an Apex Ice Dragon egg. Oh my god, we got it. We got it. We're so dead, but we got it. Bro, I had no idea that was the thing, bro. It's gonna be in the Desmo's inventory? Yeah, so it wasn't me that picked it up. It was my Desmo, so we need to go and fetch it. Oh, wait, there it is. We got it, chat. This was a max level 1250 egg. Now to just wait for it to fully incubate. And whilst we do, I'm going to hunt down some more of these prime compies. I even had to go to Jotunheim to try and get one of these guys. We never go to Jotunheim. It's really cold here. But by the end of this day, we now had our very own Apex Ice Dragon. What's up, bruh? Look at it, and it imprinted too, so it comes out at 40k. Things are looking up, chat. Things are looking up. So on day 35, I got this bad boy out and tested it out. I also wanted to try and level it up as quick as possible, and the best way to do that is by bullying weak minorities. After a few levels went into our dragon, it was time to take on the Apex Doedicurus Prime. And with our Dragon Breath attack, we were doing quite a bit of damage, and we were able to avoid every attack from the Doedicurus. Stamina was kind of an issue though. I'm pretty sure our dragon here suffers from emphysema, but it's all good though, because it's so damn powerful, we were able to defeat this Doedicurus. It's so damn powerful, we were able to make our whole screen yellow by killing a bunch of little helpless penguins. I now wanted to try and get myself a decent saddle to help its defense, and the best way to do that is by killing golden pteranodons. Bro, this one's slippery. No! Oh, we got it. We got it. The RNG in this mod is quite crazy though. You just got to kill a whole bunch of things and hope it drops exactly what you're looking for. Day 36, we bred up some more of these Dilos to make some more fertilized Dilo eggs so that we could make some more treats so we can evolve our pygmy creatures and be able to get ourselves a prime Jerboa pygmy. Oh, wait. Hey, we got the thing. I then evolved our Pteranodon pygmy, but it evolved into something that I didn't expect it to. Hey, we got the PT. Oh, that's a Tappy? It evolved into a Tap. Wait, what? It's an actual creature I can ride? Say what? Where'd my thingy go? Yes, you get a massive Tapahara that you can put a platform saddle on and build a whole base if you like. Our Apex Ice Dragon is treated as well, so I think it's time to give it a decent name. Originally, I thought we were going to call it Craig, but somebody in my Twitch chat came up with a better name. I feel like this is a little bit more fitting. Kratos, as in the God of War. Yeah, it's a pretty badass name. Day 37, and we're fighting more primes. Specifically this time, the Dodicarus. Finally having a tame that can actually kill them is quite nice. What happened? I panicked so hard just then. Oh my god. I think it's because I got hit. Did I get dismounted because I got hit? That was a very close call. But it's time for us to get back on Kratos and finish the job. I then grew a little bit more balls and then started fighting this Apex Argentavis Prime. The Argentavis Prime summons these little minions that chase me down and do a ton of damage. But ultimately, Kratos is an absolute beast. Took us a little while, but we managed to take out this Argentavis Prime. Day 38, I return back to base and check out all of my spoils from everything we got out in the wilds. Kind of struggling to progress once again, so we're checking out the guide. I figured what I need to do is evolve my Manticore into either the Manticore Y or the Manticore Z. And judging by all the items that I currently have and what I'm confident to defeat, it looks like we're going to try and get ourselves the Fire Apex Manticore Y. First, we need to hunt down the Dodorex and collect its head, which didn't seem to drop this particular time. Day 39, we managed to find 2 Dodorexes right next to each other. Ooh, oh, there's a few of them. Ah, we got the Dodorex head. Did I just need the one? Oh, we get a couple while we're here. I went to go kill the Shadowmane. Because of earlier, I kind of hate them. It didn't go to plan at all. Oh. I did manage to kill the Shadowmane just with my chainsaw. That's payback for earlier. Ah! No, my Jaboa! This whole pygmy situation makes dying way more punishing. One of my Twitch chatters redeemed some points, so they asked to rename this Manticore after them. Anyways, I went back out to try and replace that Jaboa that we lost. I have a feeling we're gonna have to try and stock up on some pygmies later on because they love to die. This Jaboa tamed up immediately with no fails. Nearby there was a pygmy Pteranodon. We managed to successfully tame it, but the Kano wouldn't let us get it. Oh, and it just successfully tamed. We did manage to fly back and pick it back up though, and secured this safely. Now to just evolve this pygmy Jaboa once again and try and get it back to the prime level. Managed to get it to the apex level, and that'll have to do. We've got some more prime hunting we need to get to. Day 40, I look outside my gates and notice a void worm trying to get in. That's scary. You gotta get me. What's its ranged attack work? Like, it'll glitch through or something. Pineapples came over and deleted him, but I understand why he's annoyed at me. I do have one of its eggs. I now needed to get myself some Wyvern talons. 2 of them to be specific, but they don't drop 100% of the time, so we got to kill a whole bunch of them. And scariest of all, I needed to fight this Prime Phoenix. All Prime Dinos hit really damn hard. Kratos was holding in quite nicely, and we were doing a ton of damage. It began running, which tells me it's almost dead. I managed to chase it down, but it looked like we were about to die also. Then we got the win and got the item we needed. Now finally, the last things that we needed were a couple Apex Dragon Stones. We now have exactly everything we need to be able to evolve our Apex Manticore into the Fire variant. I then placed everything into the inventory, jumped on its back, pressed X, and began the process of evolution. Oh, that's sick! Oh. In preparation for us getting our Fire Manticore, I crafted up this thing. It works kind of like a saddle, but it also allows us to be able to use its X attack. I then went ahead and used the augmentation to upgrade it to its highest level and increase its armor value. Day 41 and our Apex Fire Manticore is fully grown up. I renamed it after one of my Twitch viewers and then went out to go test it out. It's definitely significantly stronger than its previous version, but my goal right now is to kill a bunch of creatures and also level up. Obviously, because of the amount of effort we put in to try and evolve this thing, I don't really want to risk fighting anything that I'll probably die to, which unfortunately is probably exactly what I need to do in order to progress. Either way, for now, I'm just killing Apex Prime Dodicaruses and trying my luck against this Apex Myanka, but in doing so, I accidentally aggroed an Apex Prime Ferox. Time to put our Fire Manticore away and escape. After farming so many creatures, we got a bunch of resources and items that I need to put away. I made a DoX storage and placed it all in there. We have all these chibis that I've collected of all the creatures. Now, we're going to use them because chibis do give you another buff if you're riding this specific dino that relates to the chibi. Later on in the day, I was running a little bit low on oil. So of course I went to just go farm some. Stupidly, I brought my Jaboa Ferox. Don't worry though, I managed to put it away in a soul ball. We don't really need it to be on our shoulder right now. And then continued harvesting all of this oil. Day 42 and we're taking on a mega creature. The next tier up from Prime. Now it is only a mega compy, but it still has 70,000 health. And it also has an ability that works just like the Tyrannosaurus that makes a dino that you're riding scared and escape, which in DoX could be a death sentence if you run the wrong way. Luckily for us, in this circumstance, we managed to get out of the fear roar and finally defeat this mega compy. And in DoX, once you defeat mega creatures, that's when you unlock tech engrams. Unfortunately, these particular tech engrams are kind of useless to us. I then went out to go hunt down some more compy primes. What I'm trying to get my hand on right now is a full set of the chitin gear, because once you have a full set of the armor set, it gives you massive buffs that you'll be able to help you progress even further and fight some much stronger creatures. Unfortunately, the drop is random, so we don't seem to get it for a long time. For a change of pace, I went back to base and just started working on that, expanding our foundations a little bit further. I figured we're going to have a lot larger creatures here, and eventually I want to place down some more crafting benches and stuff, so a nice flat even space would be nice, I guess. At nighttime, our cave here gets a little bit dark, so of course I had to place down some lights. Then I went out to try and fight another prime creature, this time bringing an army of Apex Rexes to see if they'll help. We're fighting the Apex Direbear Prime. I sent in a whole bunch of my Apex Rexes to fight, and they lasted roughly 3 seconds, which for most people is a long time. Then the Vanguard came out and dropped me from the sky. If I could keep its aggro, I might be able to blow my fire down on it and defeat it this way. This wasn't working too well, so I tried to shoot it with my explosive bullets. We managed to sit up here and breathe fire down on it. This was an effective tactic, all up until it got weak enough that it started running away. We did manage to chase it down and kill it. Unfortunately, we didn't get the loot that we wanted, but it was nice to defeat something other than the Compy or the Dodicarus. I noticed a nest with a strong Wyvern over it, so I went down and yoinked the Wyvern nest egg. I then got chased down rather aggressively by the Apex Lightning Wyvern Prime. It sprayed lightning at my ass and was doing massive amount of damage. I couldn't afford to lose Kratos, he's too valuable to us, so I just had to dismount and put him away in a soul ball. My god, that was close. Day 44 begins with us taming this Argentavis pygmy. Each pygmy has a different set of abilities. I don't exactly remember what the Argentavis pygmy gives us, but it was close to my base, so I tamed it anyway. I then went to go tame the Kairuku pygmy. Now this is a really good endgame pygmy because it gives you a massive defense buff, but the problem is you gotta try and tame it first without getting killed by the Apex King Kong Vanguard Prime, which has a chance to spawn in every time you fail the tame of a pygmy creature. I went back to try and kill this thing. It's pretty damn strong, and every time it hits you with its massive poop attack, not only does it do a massive amount of damage, but it also deals torpor damage. Also, at this time, the Titan Overlord came by, and when that's on the map, it buffs all of the boss type creatures, like that Apex King Kong Prime. With that being said, we just moved on and went to go tame this Jaboa. Of course, it can never be that simple, can it? Frickin' fricker. Day 45, I returned back to the Apex King Kong as it was stuck in these little iceberg thingies. Figured this would be a good opportunity for me to try and actually kill it. That was until my Kratos got put to sleep and I got dismounted. Whilst Kratos was in the soul ball, its torpor drained completely, so we could get it out quickly and defeat this Apex King Kong Vanguard Prime. I had picked up a Prime Zomdodo brain, and I don't know exactly where, but if you feed it to one of your Apex Wyverns, you can evolve it to a zombie Wyvern. Yoza. And after a little bit of time, this is what it looks like. Pretty decent stats, but we won't really know how well it goes until we test it out properly. And I must say, it's pretty decent, but it's not really better than the Manticore or even the Dragon. Still, it's a good option to keep around just in case we do lose our Manticore or Dragon. They're also a lot easier to get your hands on, since it only requires a Zomdodo brain. Day 46, and once again, we're out here trying to get this Jaboa pygmy. I lose these more than I lose one of my socks, so it's probably also a good idea that I tame a couple of them. I don't know exactly what's changed, but the Apex King Kong Prime keeps coming out of nowhere. Oh crap. This didn't seem to happen so much last time. It's okay though, we managed to get 2 of these Jaboas back to base and evolve both of them. Now the Jaboa is perfect for our Ice Dragon and even the Manticore because it gives us a boost in stamina. And since the Dragon's Fire Breath attack uses up a bunch of stamina, the Jaboa's buff actually helps out significantly, since it also helps us stamina regen even when we're flying. We did manage to get into this scary fight with this Prime Dimorphodon, but thanks to the fact that I had crafted and had some potions on me, we managed to defeat it. We have all of this loot, but none of the loot that I really need. I really want the full chitin set. Day 47, I realized I should probably just wear all the armor that I have anyway. This whole time I was just waiting to have a full set, but the other stuff still gives us a decent buff. I then went out on my Desmodus to try and hunt down some decent eggs. You see, since the Desmodus is such a low tier dino, it doesn't have a speed cap. All of the high tier dinos that you tame, you can only get up to 375% speed. If you go above that, all of the stats reset. You can't go faster than that. At this time, we didn't seem to find anything, so I grabbed Kratos back out and attempted to fight this Apex King Kong Prime again. We have a few health potions now, so I feel a little bit more confident when fighting them. I then found this Apex Zomdodo Prime and decided to kill that. The brains can be helpful, you know, just in case I want to evolve a Wyvern again. But the fact that it blinds you can kind of get scary, just in case I accidentally hit something else that's much stronger than me. I don't like dying that much. But after I gathered up a bit of stamina, I went back in, fought it, and killed it. I then spotted this nest, and I was curious, so I went to go and investigate. I realized quickly I got a little bit too close and got absolutely obliterated. Even my Kratos was killed. This was quite devastating. We've had such a good run run in this DoX playthrough that I think it was about time for that all to turn around again. I teleported to my tree platform only to be immediately murdered by this Apex Manticore X. Soon after, I was murdered by Wyverns again. They really don't seem to like me. With that prime Zomdodo brain that we got earlier, I managed to get myself an Apex Zombie Fire Wyvern. Max level as well, so that's pretty good. I then ran into Pineapples. He was around killing things, trying to level himself up. For a little bit of extra safety, I just stuck close to him. I also wanted to see if I could get some free loot just by being in the vicinity once he kills this bird. I tried to assist, but I don't think I was that helpful. I didn't get any loot. That's okay though. Day 48, we took our Zombie Fire Wyvern out for a little bit of a play and began fighting this Apex Deathworm Prime. We need a piece from this Deathworm so we can evolve another one of our creatures. I soon learned that the Deathworm has an ability that can ground us and almost kill us. Time to put our Wyvern away and once again quickly learn our fate. Another Jerboa gone. Hey, at least our Zombie Wyvern was safe.
No!
Psych, we got killed by a flying eel. It was in this location that I noticed a Manticore flying kind of strangely. It was a max level, and typically when it flies like this, it means that it's near a nest. I flew in, quickly yoinked this nest egg, and was immediately murdered. This I expected to happen. Of course, I had to rapidly fly back to the location of our death and get that egg back. This is a game changer. You see, this egg was already an ice egg, so we don't have to evolve an Apex Manticore. It's already evolved, and it was a max level. Now to just get it back to base, place it in the soul terminal to incubate, and wait. Not very long though, of course. It hatched, I managed to give it an XP potion to fully level it up, and give it the Manticore saddle. And now we're talking. We're back in business now. This thing's really strong. Of course, now that we have a Manticore, I'm gonna need to get myself some decent pygmies, since obviously we keep losing the others. Evolve the Jerboa Prime up to its top level, of course, and now I can somewhat easily focus on my goal of getting the enhanced chitin gear. I was double checking that it was really worthwhile. The set bonus with the chitin gear gives you a 25% reduced dino damage. That's pretty damn good. Now it's time for us to go out and murder a whole bunch of primes and hope that the stuff drops. Maybe even try out a mega compy or two, since there's a chance that it could drop exactly what we need as well. Our Manticore was so damn strong, I took on this Apex Griffin Prime, and yeah, it dropped us out of the sky and killed me. This is where I was freaking out. I can't let our new Manticore die. I raced back to it and it seemed to be getting attacked, but not by the Griffin, so I think we're okay. I couldn't get in a soul ball because I had cryo prevention currently, which is a debuff caused by something, but I managed to get on its back and escape. That's when Pineapples came by, and I was struggling to progress, and he gave me a good tip. I need to craft up one of these tanks so that I can kill a lava rock golem. You see, apparently the tank is the perfect thing to be able to fight these rock golems. So I'd crafted one up and a couple drones that I had gotten from killing primes, but you need these batteries in order to make the tank function. With this all ready to go, it's time to go and fight this lava golem prime. You see, they already have damage resistance, so I knew this was going to be tough. But I expected it to be not this tough. It turns out I forgot a rather crucial thing. You see, tanks have a certain armor that I need to craft. So I restocked my batteries, made another tank, and made sure to bring its armor this time. The lava golem was in Asgard, so I ran around Asgard for a little bit, killing things just so I could level up this tank. Once I was confident and ready, I went in for the attack. This time I had some enforcers and some other drones. They kind of helped by distracting it whilst I charged in. I then went in and started striking this thing, but we weren't doing a lot of damage. I went in and escaped and then started dealing with some of these creatures. At this point, I didn't know what I needed to do to kill this rock elemental. It was kind of frustrating. Day 51 and we're officially beyond the halfway mark. I'm out here with Pineapples trying to assist him, or maybe just watch him try and kill this Gigasonotosaurus. You see, if we manage to kill this Giga, it unlocks the DoX cloner, and then we can clone some of our stronger creatures, which is a better alternative because you can't actually breed any of them. I didn't realize I had to dodge some of these big ass meteors, but I'm glad I did. Turns out that Giga was way too strong for Pineapples to be able to fight. And then Pineapples explained exactly what I was doing wrong when I was trying to fight the lava golem. So I returned straight back to Asgard with a pack of my Rexes and sent them into pretty much their instant deaths. That's okay though, because it kept the lava golem distracted long enough for me to be able to go in and strike. We were finally doing a ton more damage now. I know exactly what I need to do to be able to fight this thing. Now, it was still doing a ton of damage to me, but thanks to our armor and potions, we were able to stay alive long enough to be able to fight it more. The problem is, every time that I would retreat to try and get my health up, the lava golem itself would heal as well. And since this particular lava golem had extra buffs attached to it, specifically this extra defense, it made it a lot harder to fight. I soon realized this fight wasn't going to be won easily, so I went out to go look for another lava golem that we could possibly defeat. Now, this lava golem that we found, it only had an extra targeting range buff, meaning I should be able to kill this easily. I sent some Rexes in to keep it distracted so it wouldn't attack me at a distance, and then I went in to go and strike. This particular lava golem went down rather quickly. Unfortunately, I died soon after. I now had enough things that I could use to be able to evolve our Manticore, so I placed them straight in the inventory. Unfortunately, nothing happened. The problem is that this is an ice Manticore, and I gave it all stuff to evolve it into a fire Manticore. that doesn't work like that. Day 52, and I checked exactly what I needed to be able to evolve our Apex Ice Manticore into an Ice Manticore Prime. And I didn't really feel like fighting a Mega Dimorphodon, so I just went out to see if I can find a fire egg. We managed to find the egg, but I didn't manage to grab it yet. I do manage to swoop in on my fastest modus and grab it, and then make my escape. Thing is, we weren't quite fast enough. Doesn't matter though. At the end of the day, we got the egg. Day 53, and we managed to yoink ourselves an Apex Ice Dragon egg. Kratos is gonna live on. Since we keep losing a bunch of strong creatures and we haven't unlocked the cloning chamber, we're gonna need them. Because we were flying around the map so damn fast, my game crashed. And a slight disclaimer, I forgot to record a bunch of stuff, so here's what we missed. I ended up getting another Apex Jerboa Prime, and our fire manticores are all completely grown up. And since we had all the tributes to be able to make this thing evolve, it's now time to evolve it. Yeah, fire manticore egg prime. The next level of progression, we need to get ourselves an ancient prime. It's like a prime, but ancient and stronger. Thing is, the Manticore and Dragon Primes are actually quite difficult to get your hands on. So instead, I went back to my original goal of trying to get myself a complete chitin set. Now, this Manticore Prime was an absolute weapon. Like, we easily annihilated this Apex King Kong Prime. There was tons of creatures we could fight and easily wipe out from existence. It was nice to kind of get ahead in the game finally. We even managed to defeat this Apex Dimorphodon Prime quite easily as well. Day 55, and we're still on our journey to try and get ourselves a full set of chitin armor. We have gathered a whole bunch of stuff that could be useful and a whole bunch of junk. We just need to get ourselves a chest plate and pants for the chitin set and we're done. In the end, Pineapples comes over with the goods. Hands me 2 blueprints for them. Now we got a full set, which should give us an extra bonus. I had crafted some loadout mannequins earlier for all of the armors that we're collecting, since we've gotten a bunch. Day 56, and I'm wrecking creatures that we were terrified of recently. I then attempt to try and kill this death worm, and oh man, it died quickly. It really doesn't like to be on fire. Whilst I was flying around, we got this notification pop up on the screen. Now, usually if a notification like this pops up, it means something big and scary is around the corner. All I know is I want to avoid the heck out of that. I then put this Manticore Prime to the ultimate test by fighting this Ice Manticore Prime. This was a pretty close fight, but thankfully I had some potions on me. Yes! Yes, 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 yes. Now that I've proven that we are extremely strong, I went to go hunt down a Mega Carno. Apparently it's something that I could probably defeat with our Manticore. But along the way, we ran into a Mega Dimorphodon. I knew damn well that fighting this would be tough, but I do need to fight it. I started by using our long-range fire attacks, and then once it approached, I started breathing fire onto it. Our X attack is probably our most powerful attack, but it's not very accurate. All right, I'm trying to escape a little bit. Heal, heal, heal. We managed to heal up and we had still done a significant amount of damage. This was all going fine and well, but eventually these creatures like to run away and they're fast. Come on. Yes, yes, frick yes. Just like that, we managed to take down the Mega Dimorphodon, unlock some new tech engrams, and get a bunch of really good loot. After wiping the floor with that Mega Dimorphodon, I then went over to the Mega Carno and started fighting it. You see, one of the main reasons why the Mega Carno is a good choice to fight for us right now is that it doesn't have an ability that grounds us from the sky. The only problem, it does summon in these drones that do a ton of damage. And amongst all this little chaos right here, I can't exactly see if I'm doing much damage directly to the Mega Carno. And those sounds that sound like a tin can rattling around, that's the drones absolutely demolishing me. I had used all 3 potions and they were running simultaneously. Fortunately, this Mega Carno was almost dead. One more shoot with our X attack and we killed it. There we go, baby. Unfortunately, again, these tech engrams are not very useful to us. We can't make anything until we can unlock the replicator anyway. On the plus side, Mega Dinos do drop a lot of really good loot. Now that we're killing tons of creatures significantly quicker than we had been getting tons of random loot, and a lot of stuff that I'm still learning exactly what it does. Like, we had gathered enough of these fragmented artifacts that I could craft this thing. I just have no idea what it does. And then sorting through everything was kind of chaos as well. Usually I'd keep everything in the DoX crafting station, but there's only 300 slots and it was getting quite full. We had then got visited by Mr. Pineapples once again. He wanted to show me his Prime Reaper Queen, and yes, it was a unique variant. In short, it's complete RNG. If you'd managed to get yourself a unique variant, it's just significantly stronger than if it was just a normal variant. In other news, I did get this Apex Zom Prime Dodo.
Actually, you need that for Mega Rex.
Oh, do I really? Guess we got pretty damn lucky with that. Definitely planning on getting myself a Mega Rex before the end of this 100 days. Next, I evolved my Kairuku Pygmy. And through this, we managed to get our very first unique creature. Oh, we got a unique. Day 58, and I'm attempting to fight this Mega Arneo. Now, this Mega has an ability that does ground you out of the sky, and it does a bunch of torpor damage. So I just go to the side of this cliff and just rain fire down on its head. Eventually it begins to run away, but we chase it down and kill it. This mega was rather easy. I then meet back up with Pineapple so we can try and defeat a mega Shadowmane together. You see, once you kill a mega Shadowmane, an Giga has a chance to spawn in as well. And we need to kill an Giga so we can unlock the cloner. We were doing quite well against this particular mega, but randomly it just disappeared. Hey, what happened to it? We seem to think that it just meshed inside the side of this wall. So instead we just head over to the other Shadowmane that was on the map. Pineapple's Mega Reaper was an absolute beast of a creature and handled this mega Shadowmane with ease.
Yeah, there's a Giga. The Giga's gonna spawn. I would. Oh shit. Fire Giga.
Fighting this Giga was tough. It had a few buffs in it that made it really difficult. Specifically, its extra defense and extra health. It managed to kill Pineapples and then started chasing me down. Then its health started regenerating rather rapidly. I tried my best to try and do a little bit of damage here and there so it would stop regenerating its health, trying to buy some time so Pineapples could get back and finish it off. But then it stunned me out of the sky. Oh shit. Oh shit. I've been grounded. No. Our best Manticore is dead. Quite the setback. Day 59 and I heard of a fun little strategy to fight some of these tougher creatures. And this strategy requires us to make a Doedicurus Prime. Apparently the Doedicurus Prime has insane defense and damage reduction. Now pair this with a full chitin set and a pygmy Kairuku, stuff should do very little damage to us. I leveled up basically everything into its health and then started making my way over to Pineapples. He's currently fighting that Giga once again, as you can tell by the meteors coming to the ground. As I started making my way over, I started getting chased by a Prime Scorpion. Now the Prime Scorpion has an ability that summons in a bunch of little minions. I could shoot off the back, so I was just spraying them with my tech rifle. I'm dying. I'm so dead. Our Doedicurus was holding out quite well. I couldn't get it back in a soul ball. It wasn't getting the buffs from my Kairuku and my armor. It all went down here from here, and this is what happened. This is Scorpions fucked me. Yeah, it just killed me. It just killed the Doed and knocked me out.
Dang.
And the Kairuku's dead. Fuck. In the end, I decided to fly back over on my Ice Manticore since we managed to pick one of these eggs up earlier. With Pineapples here, he was doing most of the damage and most of the work. But I was kind of hoping that maybe I could be within range so that when it dies, I unlock the cloner as well. But this is DoX and it's never that simple. Oh no!
Did you die?
Yep. Day 60 and I need to try and get myself one of these Manticore Primes once again. Now, I do have a normal Apex Manticore, and I have everything I can turn that into a Fire Manticore. And with this high-level Manticore X that we have, I did exactly that. Now, I just needed to go and farm all the other stuff so I could turn that Fire Manticore into a Fire Manticore Prime. Getting this seems a lot easier. Like, taking out this Lava Golem was rather simple. Next, I just needed a Dire Bear Prime head. And because this tank is so damn OP, it was dead within seconds. Even his Vanguard friend went down rather simply. After realizing how damn strong this tank was, I just went out and destroyed creatures that I couldn't fight earlier, and farmed tributes that I knew that I'd need eventually. Also, all the extra loot that we got was quite nice as well. If it had Prime in its name and it didn't fly, our tank wrecked it. Correction, some flyers did get wrecked as well. We now have everything we need to evolve this Fire Manticore into a Fire Manticore Prime. It was quite nice being back in the winner's circle once again, but for how long, I don't know. I did try and fight this Mega King Kong, but ultimately I got scared and ran away. Day 62, myself and Pineapples thought it might be kind of fun to run around on these tanks together and see what we could kill. Of course, we had to try and fight this Giga.
Oh my god, this is gonna work. No way this works.
Bro, if this works, that's crazy.
Oh my god, it's working.
No way.
Oh, it's doing,
no.
it's doing more damage. It's doing more damage.
I used the
Hold on,
corruption
wait.
thing.
Come on, it's so close. This one shot. It's so close. Come on, die.
Yes!
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 Did you get the cloner?
Yes, I did.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that is awesome. Here, take the loot.
After getting our ass beat for so damn long, this was kind of refreshing, but it was kind of hilarious that the secret to defeating our thing was just a couple of tanks that are easily replaceable. Of course, we had to continue our fun fighting this Mega King Kong. Oh yeah, we're not winning. Oh!
No, the minions. Wait.
We're doing a fair bit of damage.
Maybe we spoke too soon. Holy shit! There's no way we're about to do this, right?
I don't know. I just dropped the corruption potion, so that could have been a dumb idea or a great idea. No, I'm dead. I'm about to die.
You're taking damage.
I'm about to die.
I'm
running away.
I'm still here. I'm tanking it. Come in.
I'm back.
Get him. Oh, there's no way.
We're about to win. We're about to beat him.
No. There's no way. No way.
Fuck this game,
There's no way we just did.
If you couldn't tell, yes, both of us were rather surprised that we managed to defeat a mega creature with just 2 tanks. Now the ultimate test. A Mega Rex. We set ourselves up, but even with the Titan Broodmother in the distance, we went into attack. We managed to get it down to half its health, and then I was killed. It's all fine though, because all that matters is the fact that we got back to base, and I managed to make the DoX cloning pad. I wanted to try and clone my Manticore straight away, but it wasn't functioning right now. Day 63, and we're summoning in these pygmy summons that we gotten. But we also managed to get this Rex X summon, and got lucky enough to get ourselves a unique Rex X. We had finally unlocked the tech replicator, so of course I went ahead and made it. Now we can actually make some tech stuff. But first things first, I started crafting up some element shards, which we need in order to be able to clone some of our creatures. Knowing that I'm going to need a ton of element shards so I can clone some of my creatures, I came down to the Magmasaur Nest cave area, since you can harvest element shards from these nodes right here. We did manage to get a whole bunch. Hopefully it's enough for us to be able to use it to be able to clone some of our creatures. At this point in time, I couldn't manage to get the cloner to actually work. I eventually realized I need to get myself a tech generator in order for it to work. I thought maybe a normal generator could work it, but it's not working. Now, the only way I can unlock a tech generator is by defeating the Mega Reaper Queen. This Reaper Queen is currently stuck in the water, so I use this rock as cover while I peek over and shoot at it. This tech rifle does a ton of damage. Unfortunately, some of these creatures in DoX have an anti-cheese mechanic that can make them pop out of locations that they're stuck in. I currently have no real idea on how I'm supposed to defeat this thing without risking one of my stronger dinos. Pineapples came over to have a little bit of a peek, but I wasn't really paying attention to my surroundings and died. I came back on my Fire Manticore Prime, got the attention of the Mega Reaper, and brought it out to the ocean. After reading through the guide, they suggested that you bring it out to the ocean because it does have an ability that can stun lock you and make you fall out of the sky, but as soon as you hit the water, you can remount the Manticore and get back into the skies again. Now, all of that's fine and dandy, but if that Reaper hits you hard like it just did, it could cost you everything. That was close. Day 65, and I've kind of cowered away from fighting the Mega Reaper. Instead, I'm going to bully some Wyverns, but I accidentally get into a fight with this Manticore that's kicking my butt. Unfortunately for it though, I have potions and it doesn't, so I was able to kill it. I went over to Asgard to place down a Transmute Shrine. It's here that you can summon in different types of bosses. I also placed down an awesome teleporter as well. But the main reason we did it in Asgard is because nothing really high level spawns here. So if we're fighting certain bosses, we shouldn't get an added friend in that we didn't invite to the party, if you know what I mean. I currently didn't need to use this right now, but at least it's set up and ready for it to go. We'll come back here later for sure. On the 66th day of this adventure, we went to go kill this Mega Carno. I'm just trying to farm a bunch of element, and Megas are a great way to do that. Close to the Mega Carno was a Mega Raptor. Mega Raptors are slightly easier to defeat as long as you avoid their explosion attack. Yes, they can blow up right in your face. Also, after they die, they'll explode again, and you can't avoid getting hit by that. It hurts a lot. The fireballs. Wow, that was close. From here, I enlisted Pineapple's help to try and defeat this Mega Reaper. It has to be done. Even with Pineapples here, this was still quite a difficult fight. Mega Reapers seriously mean business. But also having both of us here did help out a lot. When I'd get stunned and sent to the water, Pineapples could take the aggro off of me. Then I could get back up into the sky and straight back into the fight. We were fighting along, and then this happened. Oh no!
Oh no!
I'm getting my tech bow out. Now, what exactly did I mean by getting my tech bow out? There is indeed another strategy we could use to be able to defeat this Mega Reaper. And yes, it's a tech bow. You see, if I'm deep enough into this water, it won't attack me and won't even aggro onto me. And I could just stay in the water and shoot it from here, as long as my oxygen doesn't run out, of course. This is quite a slow process. And this Reaper is currently aggroed onto Pineapples, but even though it is a slow process, it's still an effective one. Sometimes it does get a little bit too far into the land, and that's when Pineapples comes in and kites it back to the water.
I still got it mad at me. Don't worry.
That particular time, I did die, but I didn't lose anything, so that's all that matters, really. But it was right here, I got it perfectly still, and I could shoot it till its death. Then we got a notification that the Titan Overlord was passing by, which means this Mega Reaper gets a massive damage reduction. Just less damage. It's got chaos, but whatever. It's about to die. Do you want me to wait, or?
No. Hey, I'm right here. You got it.
All right.
Get him. Get him.
Now. Wait. Yeah.
Nice.
And just like that, we got everything we needed to be able to make the tech generator, as well as a tech shield, which I made, but I never actually placed down. I immediately placed down this tech generator in the center of our base, powered it with some element, and confirmed that the cloner officially works. Yes. Now we can clone. The cloner now works. I soon learned that cloning is quite expensive. Some of these creatures costing almost 200,000 element shards is kind of crazy. But farming megas for element and then turning it into element shards, we will get a lot. Like, we managed to get a whole bunch already, just from breaking down the element that we had into element shards. Day 68, and from killing some of those megas, we had picked up some summons for some other creatures, like this Prime Scorpion. Basically, I just wanted to go out and test them out and see what they were like and all their special abilities and stuff. The Scorpion summoned in Scorpion minions and dealt a ton of torpor. We managed to pick up an Ancient Pithecus Prime as well. This thing hits like a cement truck. Like, this Argentavis Prime didn't stand a chance. Psych, we died. I was then taught a little bit of a trick to be able to give myself pretty much unlimited element. You see, if I craft a tech rifle and then put it in the blueprint bench, I could turn crafted tech rifles into blueprints and we get all the resources back for that particular rifle. Meaning every time we blueprint this rifle, we'll get a ton of element and all the other resources associated with the tech rifle. Some may call this a little cheaty. Others may call it just a normal mechanic of the game. I'ma call it the only way that I can clone creatures without having to spend hours and hours just farming re-element, which is super boring, and all we want to see is fun deaths and fun fights when we try and fight big bosses in a game like this. Anyways, I did manage to pick up a Prime Argentavis as well. You get this by evolving a Pygmy Argentavis, not by like summoning it or anything. Again, all these new creatures are just fun, and I just want to play around with them and see what they can do. I don't mind if they die because they're not one of my main fighting creatures. They're just fun. Day funny number, I sent a flock of pigeons to fight this bear. They got obliterated. It wasn't very fun. I don't exactly remember why, but I needed to kill this lava golem for something. I also went and killed a Prime Phoenix as well. I guess it was for this. I was making another Fire Prime Manticore. I did lose my other one fighting that Mega Reaper earlier, so I guess it all makes sense. Day 70, and I accidentally got into a fight with a corrupted Mega Dimorphodon. And by accidentally, I mean I did it on purpose. I just thought I could kill this. I had no idea how damn strong this thing was. And just like that, our brand new Apex Fire Manticore Prime is now dead. Psych! I wasn't that stupid. I managed to clone it before we left. Now we can make stupid and riskier moves since we can clone a lot of our creatures. And don't worry, I don't go too crazy. After all, it's super expensive. Even though we have like kind of unlimited element, I don't want to use that tactic too much. We have an ancient leech. This is disgusting. Also, kind of cool. Day 71, I head over to this side of the map to help Pineapples out and to try and kill this Mega Dimorphodon. My job was to get its attention and kite it down to him while he's on his Mega Rex.
It's here. It's mad at me. Let's go in the cave, yeah?
I'm in the cave.
He's following you.
I went to hide in the cave so he could finish the job. I was too scared. I was gonna die. Whilst I cowered away inside this cave, Pineapples was doing most of the damage against this Mega Dimorphodon. Up until it started running away.
He's running.
It eventually turned back around to try to fight us once again, and then I kited it back over to Pineapples because the Mega Rex has a stunning ability. From here, we could finish the job and kill this Mega Dimorphodon. Next up, Pineapples was fighting this Mega Pithecus. He was summoning in a bunch of Megas. I think he was farming for some goods. It started running away when it was almost dead, but then this happened.
Oh, that's a Dinopithecus.
You see, the Mega Dinopithecus has an ability that can dismount you off your dino, which basically means a certain death. It also has aimbot that throws poop bombs at you that murders you instantly. It's kind of OP. Ended up tracking down another Megapithecus, and I managed to get my hands on this Fat Man rocket launcher. It basically shoots massive nukes that can absolutely decimate megas. It does a lot of damage, but so does the Megapithecus. I obviously had to return and try this once again. This Fat Man nuke launcher is too damn fun. Using my glider suit, I can just glide straight above this Megapithecus and rain down massive nukes on its head. Only thing is, I didn't realize that the Fat Man doesn't have very good durability. I got 3 shots off and it's already broken. So I returned back to base and repaired it. Then I used the augment station to increase its durability. Try and get a couple more shots out of it. Day 72, I evolved this Apex Fire Wyvern into a zombie wyvern. Why did I choose to do this? Well, it's quite simple actually. I currently have all the right ingredients so I can evolve it once again, turning this Apex Zombie Fire Wyvern into an Apex Fire Wyvern Prime. Once the Prime Wyvern had fully grown up, of course, I went ahead and cloned it, gave it experience potions so it had max levels, then went out to go test out its power. And it hits really damn hard. Its Fire Breath does a lot of damage. But of course, my overconfidence got the best of me once again. I thought I could take out a leech easily. We died straight away. Okay, I just got one shot by a leech. But it's moments like this that I'm grateful we have the cloner unlocked now. And from here, I could test out its other ability. It shoots these massive fireballs that do a ton of AoE damage. I tried fighting this Apex Ferox Prime, but there's kind of a catch when you're fighting these guys. When a Ferox's health drops really low, they get a massive defense buff, and their health regenerates really fast. It makes them pretty hard to defeat unless you can defeat them rather quickly. So I moved on and tried to fight this Megapithecus once again. It's kind of scary trying to fight them. And of course, they have freaking aimbot. Like, I'm really far away from this thing. Like, really far away from it. And I have the cover behind this cliff right here. Surely nothing can hit it, right? Wrong. Piece of shit. Too weak. This was once again another time for us to whip out the good old Fat Man. And no, I'm not talking about all those Ozempic people from Hollywood. I mean this big nuke launcher, and the only way to get a clean shot on them is to relive World War II as a Japanese fighter pilot. Day 77, and we're trying out this Japanese kamikaze strat once again on a Mega Dragon. It went about as well as you'd expect. Pineapples let me know that he was fighting a bounty on the map. With DoX, certain dinos become a bounty, and if you kill them, you get extra loot. He was fighting this Prime Ice Dragon. I went to go join in, and we killed it. Quite simply.
Oh, what did I get? Ooh, I got Paragon XP elixirs. You want? I got 3.
Nice.
You want one?
Yes, let me one. Even though he did all the work, he was quite generous and hooked me up with some goods. Too bad I dismounted my Manticore at the wrong time.
The loot will be on the ground. Oh shit.
My Manticore survived, I died, but I came back and got all the goods. We then both noticed that the Titan Broodmother was nearby. Pineapples mentioned he wanted to fight it, but right now is not the great time.
Yeah, I'm just gonna wait for the Overlord to go in, and I'll fight it.
Once the Overlord had gone, he went in with his Mega Rex and started fighting. And because I'm just a good bloke, I decided I'm going to help him out. Honestly, with my Manticore, I don't think I was very helpful at all. I mean, I did take a bit of damage away from him since everything was shooting at me instead of him. In the end, I decided to run away. This was not going good for me. Craziest thing is, you could be halfway across the map and still see the Titan Broodmother. Day 74, and I was kind of bored, so I went back over to the Titan Broodmother, where Pineapples was trying to fight it again. This seems like quite a tough fight. Pineapples was having a difficult time. So from here, I decided it's time to level up myself so me and Pineapples can fight Titans together. First, I needed to sort through all of this junk that I'd gotten from killing a mass amount of things. One cool creature we got was this summon, a Prime Phoenix. Now, is it a massive upgrade and help us out with this entire 100 days challenge? No, not really, but it's pretty to look at, I guess. Day 75, I got our good old faithful tank out once again to take down a Lava Golem. Lava Golems really hate these tanks, and I love it. I then managed to pick up this Dodorex X summoning, and after watching one of Mr. Miola's videos, I saw that the Dodorex is actually really good. And considering this isn't a prime or a high tier creature, it's actually pretty decent. I wish I had this a lot earlier. But one piece of advice, don't try and fight an Apex Ferox Prime. It doesn't go well. Day 76, and after seeing Pineapple's Prime Mega Rex, I'm gonna have to get myself one as well. But it looks like it takes a little bit of work to be able to get one. I soon realized that we're probably a little bit away from getting a Mega Rex. But for now, I'm gonna evolve one of our compies into a Lava Golem. Having our very own Lava Golem means that we have a creature that has massive damage resistance. And since a lot of the higher tier creatures can pretty much one-shot us, having something like this Lava Golem should help us defeat them. So we're out here just trying to test out its abilities and leveling up our Lava Golem. Day 77, and with our new Lava Golem friend, I attempt to take on a Mega Fire Wyvern. We managed to get some hits off on it, but it stays up in the sky quite a bit. It doesn't manage to kill us, and because it flies so high, I can't really get a good hit off on it. I do try my best to stay consistent and try and kill it, but ultimately it just heals itself up and it just gets too hard. So I teleport to Asgard to get rid of the aggro, then return to Midgard to try and take on something else. This time attempting to take on a Mega Eel. Little did I know that the Mega Eel's attacks ignore the Lava Golem's damage resistance. Once again, I'm getting a little bit progression stuck. So for now, what I'm trying to do is corrupt some of my armor. And we do this by placing a corruption crystal and an enhanced chest piece inside a prime compy. It'll do its whole evolution scene and turns into a box that is a random piece of corrupted armor. This particular time, we got the helmet. Each corrupted piece is quite expensive with the corrupted crystals, so for now, we only made 2 corrupted armor pieces. But the best way to get some corruption crystals right now is fighting some of these higher tier megas. And some of the easier ones like the Kano I'm taking down first. Then after the Kano, we're fighting a Mega Raptor. Before the day ended, I found another one of these Mega Fire Zombie Wyverns, but they're just way too fast and way too strong for my Manticore to handle. Day 79, and I craft up a bunch of nukes for my fat man, because we found a Mega Reaper that I'm pretty confident I can solo. The fact that it's stuck underneath this stone bridge means I should be able to avoid any of its attacks. Psych, it can shoot through the freaking ground. It only knocks me out. It doesn't actually kill me though. The only thing that does kill me is my bad aim. I returned to fight this Mega Reaper again, but it seemed to be stuck inside this rock. So it was time to move on. I do need to kill this Mega Zombie Wyvern though, which proves to be difficult on my Lava Golem. Sure, our Golem has a good damage resistance, but damn, it struggles to keep up with flyers. Eventually we get its attention, and then we start fighting it, but it's so damn fast that it's hard to actually hit it. And one of the attacks that this Mega Zombie Wyvern has can one-shot me.
I'm back in, son. What was that one? We're having such a good run.
Day 80, and on the back of my Manticore, I tried nuking this Mega Wyvern. I don't know why. I knew this was a stupid idea at the time, but I just don't really know how to progress right now. I was fighting this Scorpion Prime when I noticed something strange in the distance. There was a whole bunch of snow or mist just in the distance, and I wanted to go check it out. There was a corrupted Fenrir. So, of course, I just tried to nuke it. Now, I do know if you do manage to kill a Fenrir, you get a pretty decent chibi from them. Problem is, this is a corrupted version, so it's way stronger than its normal variant. This is one of those rare moments that I remembered to put my shoulder pad away. There's a good chance we die here, but hey, I'm still gonna give it a good crack. One puny death is not gonna deter me. Using the orbital camera or K mode, I got a good idea of where this Fenrir was. I'd run over the edge, peek over, shoot my nuke down, and then run away. Even though it couldn't really hit me up here, it does have this kind of ability that can hit me, which for the most part, I managed to dodge most of those icicles, but it eventually caught up to me. I gave up on trying to fight that Fenrir. Instead, we're gonna fight a Mega Kano. At least that I know I can beat. Day 81, and I made a mistake. Let me explain. I forgot to record a whole bunch, so we're like, reenacting it of what happened, all the goodness, all the stuff that we messed up, and I forgot what happened. We missed out on one day of stuff is what we missed out on. This is not what exactly happened, but this is a light reenactment. We had to spawn some of these things in to make this all happen. Anyways, I enlisted Pineapple's help once again, and we got this Mega Zombie Fire Wyvern stuck in our cave, you know, the original place that I built my first base, and with his Mega Reaper and my Rock Golem, we managed to defeat this Mega Zombie Wyvern. I'd managed to pick up a whole bunch of summons and I summoned them in, and since we killed the Mega Zombie Wyvern, I could now evolve our Ferox Prime into my very own Prime Reaper Queen. Yes, we are now moving up in the world. Okay, that's all of the reenactment done. Now we can continue on with what's from here on out. We're caught up, and this is what we actually did. Having my very own Reaper Queen means we have significantly jumped up in power levels, and something like this Megapithecus can get wiped out quite simply. Dead Megapithecus. We're able to kill a whole bunch of things, and one thing that I love about the Reapers is they do have a special ability. If you hit them with a certain attack, their Needle Stinger attack has aimbot, which gives us the ability to smash some of these flyers out of the sky with pinpoint accuracy. With our newfound strength, my next target was this Mega Manticore, and my goal right now is to get a full Manticore Armor set, because a full complete set of Manticore Armor will give us every buff that we need to be able to complete this 100 days. And you can only get Manticore Armor from some of the higher tier Megas, like the Manticore and Dragon. Getting the attention of this Mega Manticore was proving to be quite difficult. I managed to get it eventually, and then it started attacking, but because it's a little bit of a speedy boy, I was struggling to get a clean shot off on it, and of course this gave it the advantage and absolutely murdered me.
Asshole. Got me.
Don't worry, I know I lost my Reaper, but I did make some clones, obviously. What I'm trying to do now is get the attention of the Mega Manticore and kite it over to Pineapple's favorite boss fighting cave. Of course, my Fire Manticore wouldn't go away in a soul ball. Don't worry, I big brained it and then just teleported it away.
Who needs Dino Soul Balls when you can just teleport your thing away?
But then the Mega Manticore had lost aggro. It wasn't chasing us anymore.
Mega Manticore. Oh no.
What?
He's de-aggroed.
That's okay though, I just whipped out my sniper skills, shot it, and began leading it into this cave. This didn't work either, it de-aggroed once again. I don't know what's happening. I was chatting away with Pineapples and he said he'll assist me in this one. So on his little Manticore, he kited the Mega Manticore over to us.
He's coming. Oh my.
Oh wow, I saw that happen.
And even after Pineapple's glorious sacrifice, we didn't manage to get this Mega Manticore in here. Day 83, and I kind of just gave up on the whole Mega Manticore thing. Instead, what I'm going to do is set up this awesome teleporter down here and a transmute shrine over here so I can summon in my very own Megas to fight. This is kind of a fun place to fight things anyway. We'll keep fighting Megas until we've defeated all the Megas that we need to kill, and maybe even get lucky and get a Mega Manticore to summon in if we can fight it that way. Not too far away, we found a Mega Dodo Rex stuck in this little crevasse here, and after getting my ass handed to me by this a bunch of times, it was quite nice to being able to defeat it super easily. I actually didn't know I've never defeated one yet. We just unlocked some more tech engrams. Came over to the snow biome to try this Mega Manticore thing out once again. We managed to get its attention and begin fighting it. I managed to get that hit off so I can now have some aimbot with my spiny needles, and we began doing a ton of damage. We were about to defeat this thing, but because of the dynamic battle AI, it began running away. It healed up a whole bunch before it came back to try and fight us again. I started wailing on this big Manticore and almost defeated it.
No, yeah, I know. I need those other fucking potions.
But unfortunately we died. Day 84, I returned on a cloned Reaper and once again enlisted the help of Pineapples. He brought his Mega Rex this time because it has an ability that can ground flyers. And between myself and the Mega Rex, we were doing a ton of damage. But I couldn't get a single shot off so I could use my aimbot attack. And once again, when the Mega Manticore got its health low, it ran away. And even with the Mega Rex's grounding attack, it wouldn't stay stunned long enough for us to be able to kill it. Once it had healed up a whole bunch, it would come back and attack, we would damage it, and then it would run away again. On 2 ground mounts, this was turning out to be quite difficult, near impossible, and unfortunately the Mega Manticore defeated Pineapple's Mega Rex. Pineapples did return on his Rodan that he had tamed. Since it has a freezing ability, maybe that would help us out, but it was murdered also. Running solo, I was soon murdered after. I have no other choice. I actually have to defeat this Mega Manticore to progress. It's the only way we can get the Manticore chest piece armor and complete a Manticore armor set. Pineapples had his Mega Rex with us, and this time we were starting to do quite a bit of damage and it wasn't running away. The Mega Manticore went to swoop in on Pineapples, and Pineapples was able to stun him and we could finish the job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get killing everything I had.
Oh, let's go! Ancient Ice Manticore Prime.
Of course, I had to summon in the Ancient Manticore Prime straight away. It was exciting to have a really strong flyer. Day 85, and I built a mannequin for our Manticore set armor. Of course, I'm not going to wear it just yet until I have it in complete set because it's kind of useless to us. Now we just need to get ourselves a pair of pants because it's inappropriate going out in public with no pants on. But first, we're going to stop over at someone's base. This guy right here has had a little bit of trouble starting out on DoX. So I went ahead and donated him some stuff that we had extra lying around our base. Since we've been out killing a whole bunch of creatures, we just get a whole bunch of loot that we don't really need. Our homie Cooper right here was hunched over sleeping, so he's gonna wake up to a nice surprise. Next, I had an idea of a place that I could fight some of these mega dinos. I'm thinking this cave here in Asgard. It's typically where all the lightning wyverns are, but since none spawn here, this could be the perfect place. If I can get some of the larger flying megas stuck in here, we should have a chance to beat them with my Reaper. I then had the idea to see if some of these turrets could help us fight these bosses as well. But of course, this is DoX and we ran into a problem. These transmute shrines wouldn't work where they were placed down. Everywhere that I put them, they were blocked, and the area is too confined to summon in a mega. DoX has a lot of mechanics Rex that stop you from being able to cheese things. I mean, it makes sense, it just can be frustrating at times. In the end, I got kind of bored and went over to the Titan Broodmother that Pineapples has summoned in. Again, Asgard is a great place to fight some of these higher tier creatures, since you can fight them and not have to worry about other creatures coming in and murdering you out of nowhere. Pineapples and his Mega Rex was absolutely destroying this Broodmother, and it was a fun fight to watch until I got a little bit too close and I died. So on day 86, I returned on my ancient Ice Manticore, this time returning with the intention of assisting Pineapples with fighting this Broodmother. Even with my ancient Manticore, I don't know if I was assisting that well. Well, not directly against this Broodmother, that is. So instead, I assisted by taking out these queen eggs. You see, these eggs will summon in some really strong minions that can wreck us. And you know me, I'm just trying to do my part. I'm out of stam already. I've been dropped from this guy. It was at this point that things got a little bit hairy. Oh, you died?
Yeah, my Rex, it got knocked out.
With Pineapples dead, the Titan Broodmother focused all of its attention on me, which of course led straight to my death. That's okay though, because I returned later on with one of my clones.
Teleport away, come on, come on, come on, come on. Okay, got away.
Only to return to Pineapples teleporting out of the fight, and then the Broodmother focusing once again on me. I managed to escape this time. Not really wanting to risk my Manticore, I grabbed one of my throwaway Wyverns and just hung out. Cloning the Manticore can be kind of expensive, but this was the moment. The Titan was about to go down, and Pineapples finished the job.
Die, bitch! Yes!
It was now time for me to focus on trying to get a Mega Dragon summoned in, so I complete my very own Manticore Armor set. Thing is, it's completely random for what Mega summons in. We need the Dragon and the Dragon only, since it's the only one that drops the Manticore pants. If they're a flyer, I'm not going to bother fighting them, but if they're a ground type, we can kill them quite easily. Day 87, and we spent this entire day fighting Megas. And by we, I mean myself and Pineapples. He came and helped out. He has a brand new Primal Megapithecus that he wanted to test out. Primals are the only creatures you can get from summoning scrolls that you get from killing Titans. Whilst fighting these Megas, I looked up to see exactly what I need to be able to summon in my very own Mega Rex, the Titan Killer. And it looks like it's going to take quite a bit of work. I need to have all of these creatures, sacrifice them, and then I can get my very own Mega Rex. Speaking of which, day 88, we fought a Mega Rex. We were having a hard time getting a Mega Dragon to summon in. We got a bunch of Mega Manticores coming in, and I got a little bit hasty and tried to fight this one.
Oh, shit!
Then finally, we got the Mega Dragon. Nervously, this was going to be a scary fight. I knew it. But as long as I got my aimbot attack off, it was going to be okay.
Oh, it's so low.
Come on!
Always one shot.
Everything was going fine until he decided to run away. My poison attack was doing damage over time and managed to take him out. Oh, I thought he didn't give me the pants. He gave me the pants.
Did he give you the pants?
Yeah. We have now successfully collected every piece of the Manticore armor. Now to just put all of this on, and we get significant buffs. Now I'm focused purely on getting myself a Mega Rex. And to do so, I need to get my hands on a few prime creatures. I take a look at the DoX database to see if I can find any information there, and it looks like I can evolve some of my compies. One of the primes that I need is a Prime Dragon, and these are all the things I need to be able to get in a Prime Dragon. Oh, well, will you look at that? We have everything we need, which we put inside this compy, and it begins the evolution process. Now we have the Apex Dragon Prime. Of course I had to clone this. It's too damn cool. Day 89, and I turned a Pygmy Argy into a Prime Argy. Then I got myself this Pithecus Prime and started lining up all the other creatures that I had. We need a total of 10 Prime creatures to sacrifice before we can get our Mega Rex. Most of which we could put items into the Prime compies and evolve them into the Prime that we need. We had 9 tokens in total, but I couldn't figure out exactly what was missing.
Yeah. Zomdodo, Wyvern's there, Pithecus, Argent, Dimorph, Firebear, Bleach, Raptors there, Scorpion. No, I think it's Dragon.
It was indeed the Dragon. You see, I had sacrificed one earlier, but it was the clone. And unfortunately, if you sacrifice the clone, you don't get the token that you need. We did reconfirm this with an experiment.
Well, you got it now, so.
No.
None of that matters.
It just gives me a Prime Heart Relic.
So unfortunately, we have to sacrifice our main dragon, which we aptly named Kratos Reborn. With all 10 tokens secured, we can now evolve our Prime Compy into the glorious Mega Rex. And this thing has some amazing stats.
You might be able to kill a Titan in your 100 days.
It looks like we're going to be able to kill a Titan. Of course, I had to clone this Mega Rex. It was damn expensive, but I can't risk losing it. Day 90, I placed down a bunch of these S+ mutators. Because we didn't breed the Mega Rex, it doesn't come with any imprints. And to be able to fight some Titans, I'm going to need all the help I can get by getting that stat boost from the imprints. Before heading out on one of the Mega Rexes, I wanted to try and get a decent saddle. And the best way to get saddles for these Rexes is from golden dodos. You're never guaranteed to get the saddle that you want, so you just gotta head on out and murder a whole bunch of golden dodos. Day 91, and we managed to get a decent saddle. I was kind of hoping for an enhanced saddle, but we didn't get one, so this is gonna have to do. We've got quite a bit of work to do before we can go start slaying some Titans. Firstly, I need to learn everything I need to know about this Mega Rex and all of its abilities. It can summon in some lava rock golems, which is quite handy against against some of these lower tier creatures. It bites really damn hard, but it also breathes fire on some of the creatures as well. But ultimately, 47,000 damage points per bite is pretty damn dangerous. I think it's safe to say that we've now definitely entered the endgame. Next, my goal was to go and kill a Mega Shadowmane, because every time you kill a Mega Shadowmane, it has a chance to summon in an Giganotosaurus. This particular Mega Shadowmane was inside this cave, which was also next to one of our subscribers' bases. If that Mega Shadowmane aggroed onto any one of those dinos, his whole base was going to be destroyed. Thankfully, AronAztek came to the rescue. We ended up finding another Mega Shadowmane over here, right next to all these other Mega creatures. That's a Mega Dodorex, Mega Rex, Mega Reaper. Can we defeat these guys? I have no idea. Either way, we needed to start with the Reaper because it aggroed first, which we did eventually manage to kill, but it did do a ton of damage to me and my Rex. So I let my Rex regenerate its health inside a Soul Ball for a little bit before getting it back out and fighting this Mega Dodorex. After getting my ass handed to me from Mega Dodorexes quite a bit during this playthrough, it was quite satisfying destroying this beast. It also dropped an egg. I thought I could pick it up, but it was actually its little minions. They're kind of annoying. I then went and destroyed this Mega Shadowmane. Mega Shadowmanes are quite easy to defeat, but this particular one spawned in this Giganotosaurus. I didn't get much chance to heal up. Our health was already quite low, but I did have some potions, so we just began fighting. This Demogorgon that was nearby kept summoning in little minions. It was kind of annoying, but we survived.
Come on.
Yes, I beat your ass.
We had successfully beaten the Giganotosaurus, so to celebrate, we went to go fight the Mega T-Rex. I didn't actually intentionally try and fight this thing, it just kind of happened. I managed to stun it with the stun ability on the Mega T-Rex, which gave me an advantage in this fight. A bunch of blue flaming skulls spawned nearby, but I was able to defeat this Mega T-Rex. I then returned back to base to check on all of our spoils of war. We got a whole bunch of really cool stuff.
Morph. Ancient Prime. Not bad. Shadowmane Prime.
Day 92, we took a little step back and chilled out. I worked on my base a little bit by adding some of these lights and also extending out some of these foundations. Day 93, we went out to go hunt down some of these primes and kill some megas like these Mega T-Rexes so we could gather up a whole bunch of prime hearts. We need to gather a bunch of prime hearts so we could summon in a bunch of titans, as we need 4 separate titan soul crystals to be able to summon in the final boss, the Titan Overlord. We discovered that there was a corrupted Mega Dragon on the map, and I knew that this would be quite the tough fight, but the loot we could get from it could be quite worth it. I managed to get its attention, stun it and ground it, and then start biting away at it. But you see, corrupted creatures have a damage reduction, and they also have a buff to their damage against you. Even a standard Mega Dragon's tough to fight. A corrupted version, well, this is basically impossible solo. Anyways, it was now time to fight some titans. Of course, I didn't want to do this alone, so Pineapples came along as well. Like I mentioned earlier, we're fighting in Asgard. It's just better here. First Titan was a Titan Brood Queen.
Was I supposed to start? I just did.
With 2 Mega Rexes, a bunch of potions, this was actually going quite well. As long as we kept an eye on our health and just kept chewing away at this big broodmother's butt, we managed to quite simply defeat it. And oh boy, some of this loot was crazy.
Oh, whoa. Whoa, you get heaps of summons. Wait, what's that? There's a purple thing?
Yeah.
Ah, I got a Primal Pithecus too.
Fighting these titans as a duo of Mega Rexes makes this a little bit easier than I expected. Sometimes, that is. This Titan Turkey summons in a whole bunch of Megas, like these Mega Dimorphodon Defenders, and they absolutely ruin us. Now, because there's 2 of us this close in vicinity, and we're both wearing different armor, we get each other's buffs. It's also way more fun to do these kind of events as a team. 1.6 million health remaining on this Titan Turkey, and then it summons in a bunch of Mega King Kongs. Things were starting to get a little bit hairy here. Our Mega Rexes started gaining a lot of torpor as well, so we could go to sleep at any point now. We got stuck dealing with all of these little minions that the turkey had ran away. It wasn't until the very next day that we finally defeated the Titan Turkey.
Die! Yeah. Oh my god, it's a Mega Dragon.
And yes, we discovered that once you kill the Titan Turkey, it summons in a Mega Dragon, which I feel like is worse than the Titan Turkey. Like, it killed us.
You got clones of him, right?
Yeah.
From killing all the Megas out in the wilds and the Titan Turkey, we have a whole bunch of summons and a whole bunch of loot, like really good stuff. We even managed to get ourselves our very own Primal Mega Pithecus. I'm quite confident that this gorilla could take on 100 men easily. I then came over to Pineapple's favorite boss fighting place, placed down my Transmute Shrine, and began summoning in Titans. Now we're trying to get ourselves the Titan Soul Crystals. We managed to get the Poison Crystal from the Broodmother, the Physical Crystal from the Turkey. We just now need the Ice Crystal that we can get from this Rodan, then a Fire Crystal that we can either get from a Manticore or a Dragon. This is the main reason we came over to this location. Because they're flyers, we want to get them stuck in this little cave so we can try and munch down on them with our Mega Rexes. Fighting this Rodan was rather simple, as both of our Rexes are quite effective against it. I'd used up all of my health potions and my health was dropping rapidly, but the Titan Rodan was about to die also.
Dead!
I am in a very precarious place. It looks like he's yeah. He's nutting. That is That's definitely a sight right there. Rodan is inside my Rex.
3 out of 4 crystals obtained. We just now need to take down this Titan Dragon. And I already know that this is going to be difficult.
Oh, he hurts. Oh, he hurt.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
He drains your stamina too.
We were having quite a difficult time trying to get him stuck inside this cave.
He won't come any lower, eh? You got to get him in here.
Fly down just a little bit more, buddy.
I then tried getting out my Reaper because it's got a long distance ranged attack, but whilst I was switching out, Pineapples had died, and I don't want to fight this guy alone. Pineapples then returned on his Reaper as well, but the Titan Dragon had flown too far away for us to be able to aggro it back here, without instantly dying, that is. We ended up spawning in another Titan Dragon and managed to get its aggro towards the cave. Both of our Reapers were doing a ton of damage towards this Titan.
Wait, here, I'll change into my Rex, and then I'll come out and tank it, and you change to your Rex.
He's running.
I can tank it too. So I could probably just sit here tank while you shoot.
This strategy was working out quite nicely. Well, that was until the Titan Dragon summoned in Mega Dragons to fight us as well. There was just one RNG thing that we were praying would not happen because of these Mega Dragons. You see, if you kill Mega Dragons, it has a chance to summon in something pretty dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no!
Oh, it spawned it in!
No! We're so dead.
No! You bitch!
No!
The Uber Megas are unbelievably powerful.
Nope. It's here!
Oh.
Oh my god.
That's an issue.
We returned once again to try and take down this Uber, but because it's the Dinopithecus, it has the ability to dismount you from your dino. So Pineapples made the brave decision to try and kite the thing away. It's currently not our focus to defeat it. Once it was kited away, we returned to try and summon in a Titan. And no, we don't want to fight this dragon. We learned our lesson the last time. Ideally, we want to try and get a Titan Manticore. It drops the soul crystal that we need. We only managed to summon in Titan turkeys until this very moment.
There we go. Get it. Get it.
Got it. Got it.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Once the Manticore summoned in, it was Pineapple's job to get his attention. I just wasn't fast enough to mount my dragon. I wasn't fast enough to mount my Rex. Day 96, and I have my very own primal ancient dragon. Unfortunately, Pineapples had died, so it was my job to try and get the attention of this Titan Manticore and bring it back to our fighting cave. This was kind of scary because if I lose this dragon, I lose it. It was way too expensive for me to be able to clone it.
Where is
I will
it?
try.
Oh, yeah. I'm in. Coming in.
I managed to kite it all this way, and then I could swap out my dragon for my Rex. Well, that was the plan, except I was kind of stuck over here because I couldn't get close enough to over there where they were fighting purely on my Rex. I ended up having to come from the outside in. Then I could finally get back into this fight. The Titan Manticore was below half health because Pineapples did most of the work so far. But with 2 Mega Rexes biting on this Manticore's butt...
Wait, what's up?
Oh
my god.
We were able to defeat it and secure the final soul crystal we need to be able to summon in the Titan Overlord boss. In celebration, I had to name my primal ancient dragon. Yes, I had to name this guy Kratos Ultra. We also managed to pick up some other pretty cool summons, like this Ancient Hellhorse Prime. It's a cool looking creature, so of course I had to go out and have a lot of fun on it. I mean, this thing's an overpowered Hellhorse. It's just way too much fun to pass up an opportunity like this, living out my Ghost Rider fantasies. Day 97, we took Kratos Ultra out to try and hunt down a Rodan, specifically a Rodan Prime. You see, I want to try and get myself a Rodan Pygmy, as a Rodan Pygmy can give you some decent buffs that will help us greatly against the Titan Overlord. Now, this thing is so damn fast, it's hard to keep up with. Also, this time I'm joined by one of my homies, Protorax. Pineapples was kind of busy doing real life stuff because he has a life outside of gaming, unlike me, and Protorax was around to help me out. The difficulty with this Rodan was the fact that it was so damn fast and hard to keep up with, and whenever it ran away, it would heal up a bunch and then, you know, the same old thing like before. After a while, it stayed aggroed onto us enough that I was able to defeat it, and then I gained Rodan's heart, which we could then use in a transmute shrine, which we could turn into our very own Rodan Pygmy. We now have only a few little things left to do before we're ready to take on the Titan Overlord. I need to give myself every advantage possible. So our next step was to try and get a full set of corrupted Manticor Armor. And since we fought so many Megas and Titans, we have enough corruption crystals to make this possible.
Oh, okay. I just picked up some gloves. I just need the shoes and I got a full set.
We had basically run out of crystals and we don't have the shoes yet. But the ARK gods were on our side this time and we managed to get the shoes.
I just got the shoes too.
And complete a whole set of corrupted Manticore Armor. With 3 days remaining in this 100 days, I wanted to take this extra time to try and gather as many resources as possible and fight a few Titans, because there's one other thing that could help us fight the Titan Overlord, and that would be a primal Manticore. Having something that strong that's also a flyer, then we have a chance of taking down this Titan. You see, a Rex can't fly, and especially not as high as what the Titan Titan Overlord flies. So we need a strong and fast flyer, like a Primal Manticore. This turkey was proving to be kind of difficult though. I don't know what had changed. It was kicking our butt. In the end, I used my Kratos Ultra and managed to defeat it. We almost died, and that could have been risky. If we didn't get a Manticore and Kratos Ultra died, I wouldn't have had a strong flyer to be able to fight the Titan Overboss. ProtoRex had mentioned that taking on the Titan Overboss might take us quite a lot of time. I didn't manage to get the Primal Manticore that I wanted, but it's now time for us to fight the Titan Overboss. When fighting the Titan Overboss, it doesn't really matter where you fight it. You're going to end up all over the map. We decided to come over near the green obelisk, where I'd find a nice little ledge to set up my transmute shrine and transmute in the Titan Overlord.
We ain't gonna win, eh? Where is it? Hey, it's not that big.
I went in to strike down this massive stingray looking thing to try and get my revenge for Steve Irwin, but we quickly learned that this thing hits damn hard. Thankfully, I had ProtoRex by my side and he knows this fight all too well. ProtoRex is a well-known DoX pro, so he taught me all about the 3 phases that this boss has and when to attack and when to avoid getting attacked.
Bro, I'm almost dead already.
Yep.
Remember, this is my only Kratos. I can't afford to clone him, so if I lose him, well, that's all over for us. I was trying so hard to keep him alive.
I need Manticores, eh? Wait, what else could you possibly prepare for? Like, what else do you need?
A better Manticore chest piece and the Uber Crystal.
I was prepared as much as possible for this 100 days. I just needed a little bit more time and I probably would have had the right advantages. ProtoRex was doing most of the damage. I was assisting where I could, but this was only phase 1 of the fight. It gets a lot harder. To give ourselves the ultimate chance in this fight, ProtoRex let me borrow one of his Primal Manticores.
Okay, Primal Manticore, pretty good.
And with this, I could actually help in this fight. Well, and that was until we hit phase 2.
And there we go, phase 2.
How do you know?
This has a shield on it and there's giant fucking bats.
Oh my god, these bats are crazy. They're killing me. They killed me.
I managed to lose ProtoRex Primal Manticore, but he gave me a whole bunch of spares. I think he expects me to lose a bunch of them. I can see he has very little faith in me.
Okay, and now we run.
We won.
We run the fuck away.
Oh, run. Yes, so in short, in this phase, the Titan Overlord summons in a corrupted Mega Manticore, and it's pretty much impossible to defeat. Like, the thing is stronger than my mom when she's really angry at me for not doing the dishes, and hits way harder than the time that Tony Stark died in the Avengers Endgame.
Bro, I did no damage to this corrupted Manticore.
So the strategy right now is for us to defeat these corrupted nodes. I don't know exactly what they do, but ProtoRex told me to do it, so I'ma do it. Then my job was to keep this corrupted Manticore busy, whilst ProtoRex would deal with the Overlord and try and not allow it to heal back up. But ideally, we just want to try and keep this corrupted Manticore busy for 30 minutes, because it'll randomly despawn after 30 minutes. Then we can get back into fighting this Overlord. I was struggling quite a bit to keep the aggro of the Manticore, so much so that ProtoRex took over at one stage.
How are you doing so well to survive? God damn. Congrats to you,
Because
son.
I've played this mod way too much.
I died.
The Titan was healing up quite a bit, and there's really not much I could do when this other corrupted Manticore was around. We were patiently just waiting for this corrupted Manticore to despawn. That's all we could really do at this point. The corrupted Manticore had 3 minutes remaining until it would despawn, and the Titan Overlord has almost fully healed.
1 minute.
One more measly minute remaining, and then it's on like Donkey Kong.
10, 9, 8.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You know how it goes. Let's fight.
Yeah, this is...
We got the Titan Overlord down to half health, but then a mega zombie fire wyvern decided to join the fight, which I had to deal with before I could do anything. ProtoRex took over the wyvern duties. I was kind of struggling with it.
Oh, vortexes. See ya.
The Titan Overlord would occasionally drop these vortexes, and I don't want to get hit by them. 3.4 million health remaining. It was now time to lock in and finish the job.
That's it. This is it. This is it. This is it. There we go. We beat it. We beat it, you stupid punk-ass freaking flying stingray mother trucker. This is for Steve Irwin.
I had a crazy time recording this. I had avoided DoX for the longest time, but this was absolutely amazing. Playing alongside other people and subscribers is also a lot of fun. I think I might do this a lot more in the future. So if you'd like to join us, make sure to join my Discord. Become an awesome Twitch subscriber, YouTube member, or an awesome Patreon like these guys. And hey, maybe you can join us in future videos. Remember, if you did like this video, please hit that like button and subscribe button. Until next time, peace.